What is good, everybody? It's your boy Champagne Chico, and we are back with a rebuild, but this time it is the Dolphins, my team, the Miami Dolphins. I'm starting the series off with, and that's already spoiling something. I'm starting the series off with my favorite team, and this is going to be a 20-year rebuild. We are starting from this year with next year's roster. So I'm starting from the beginning of the season, not like how I usually do that I start in the off season. I'm starting at the beginning of the season with the roster for next year, basically as if we were in Madden 24 already, but just using a different roster. The Eagles still have all their players. Jesse Bates is on the Falcons. You have Darren Waller on the Giants. The Jaguars are still the same. Aaron Rodgers on the Jets. Everything is how it is in real life right now, but we're going to be rebuilding the Dolphins for the next 20 years because this is a very right now team that they have. We have to think of the future. We have to think of what could possibly happen in the future. But before we get into the video, do have to ask you to go down there and like and subscribe for me. This 20-year rebuild is going to take a lot of time, and I would greatly appreciate if you hit that like button so more people can see it, and subscribe so you keep up with the rest of my rebuilds that I will possibly be dropping throughout the summer. All right, and Champagne Chico is going to start his 20-year tenure with the Dolphins starting in the preseason. I don't think I'm going to make any different moves for the Dolphins right now. I think they're pretty set for the season right now. We have an 85 overall defense and an 81 overall offense. We have Tyreek Hill at wide receiver 1. Tua is star development with an 83 overall. Raheem Mostert is an 80 overall. Jalen Waddle's an 88. We don't have a tight end, which is just going to have to do for right now. Smite is supposed to be the starter here, so I'll put him up here. But Smite is supposedly the starter. Connor Williams, Robert Hunt, Isaiah Wynn, Eichenberg, and Armstead are our offensive linemen. And on the defensive side, really the centerpiece of this team, we have Javon Holland, Jalen Phillips, Jerome Baker, Bradley Chubb, Deshaun Elliott, Xavier Howard. You also have Brandon Jones behind Deshaun Elliott. If that's his name, right? Yeah, Deshaun. It's just spelled differently. Deshaun Elliott, and then we have Christian Wilkins at defensive tackle. We also have Alec Ingold at fullback. Forgot to mention him. But Roquan Davis at defensive tackle, Emmanuel Ogbah, and Zach Seiler at left end. We have Robbie Anderson. What's his name on here? Chosen Anderson. Oh, he did change his name. Robbie Anderson, not Chosen. Cedric Wilson Jr. and Braxton Berrios after that. So, this is a roster. This is the roster for right now. I'm not going to make any moves. We do need a tight end, but that's just going to have to do for right now. Nick Needham. The rookie that I did like this season. He did very well whenever Xavier Howard was injured. And basically him defending the wide receiver ones on the other team. But I think this is going to be a pretty good lineup for the time being. For sure in the offseason, I will be trying to get a tight end and a new left guard if possible. But I don't think we have much of our picks. So we're going to have to see. We have some trade offers for Van Ginkel right now. We'll look at these before we get into it. Van Ginkel is still on the team on, I think, a one-year deal, if I'm not mistaken. But none of these players really bring us any value on the team. We don't need wide receiver. Left tackle is not necessary. Right tackle, yeah. So we'll keep Van Ginkel on the team. We'll keep in mind that he's possibly going to be on his way out at the midseason mark. But we will simulate to the midseason mark, see how this team is doing, and see who we have to re-sign. All right, and at the midseason mark, we are 3-4. I do have to choose a draft class when I get to that. But the stats and awards for right now, 14th in offensive yards isn't bad, but I'm sure our defense is picking. 15th in defensive yards. Tua has 1,900 yards, 15 TDs, and 7 interceptions. Raheem Mostert has 435 and 1 TD. Myles Gaskin also is getting the RB2 reps instead of Jeff Wilson, surprisingly enough. Receiving, Tyreek Hill has 468 and 3 TDs. Jalen Waddle has 459 and 3 TDs. And Robbie Anderson basically has the same thing. Defense, David Long, who we got on a steal of a contract this offseason, has the most tackles. Christian Wilkins has 10 TFLs. Bradley Chubb has 8, and Zach Seiler has 7 sacks. Christian Wilkins has 3.5. Bradley Chubb has 2.5, and Zach Seiler has 1. And David Long has an interception as the middle linebacker. Deshaun Elliott and Xavier Howard also have 1. So the team is very middle of the pack right now, which I'm sure is because we're still trying to get accustomed to the playbook and everything. We'll go ahead and take a look at the players ready to negotiate before we get into the draft class and everything like that. Deshaun Elliott is signed on a 1-year deal for us, and we only have $7.2 million going into this offseason, so I'm not 100% sure if I want to re-sign any of these guys if I only have $7.2 million. It really depends. Left outside linebacker, I think we have Bradley Chubb there already. I know there's a reason why the Dolphins got him in real life, but not my issue right now. Isaiah Wynn would be ideal to keep at right tackle. Nick Needham as well. How much cap space would I have after? I have to choose between Isaiah Wynn and Nick Needham. Now, I could find another rookie to fill in that spot at the CB3 position. It just depends. It just depends at that point. I think I'm gonna pick Isaiah Wynn to re-sign. Deshaun Elliott, as much as we need a strong safety, I think I'm gonna give Brandon Jones his chance. Deshaun Elliott would be great to keep long term. I prioritize offensive line over that. We'll sign him for 2 years. Hopefully he takes it. Is exactly the offer that he wanted. So we're kind of cut short on cap space going into this offseason. I had to make a tough choice, and I think Brandon Jones can really show up at the strong safety position for the future. A good young strong safety at that. I don't know why they didn't just hand him the keys, but he could be good. He's 24. I think he could be very good for the team. We're going to implement the draft class and see what the mock draft looks like right now. We can look at the possible strong safeties in this draft class. Kalen Bullock seems like the top prospect in this draft class, but Rashad Torrance looks a lot better in terms of overall stats. He is a run support strong safety. Physicals look solid. Skills, A hit power, B stamina, C kick return, C man coverage. Those are the for sure ones right now. A to C zone coverage. I don't know if this Kalen Bullock is going to be much better than him. Zone physicals could be a lot better. B tackle, B zone coverage, D man coverage. Iffy. Tight end could be a priority too. I'm not 100% sure if we have our first round pick this year. I'm not sure. I think this runs off of the picks from before, so I don't know. It depends. Brock Bowers would be ideal, though. He would be insane, actually. He would be actually insane. A catching, A pass block, A spectacular catch, A short. Could be very good. I could very well trade up. Just depends. Tight end, strong safety. I don't think we need to worry about the line for a while. Left guard can be drafted at any point. I'm going to check if we have our picks this year or if this is running off of how it usually is. Oh, we actually have 2 first-round picks this year. Very interesting. Okay. We have 2 first-round picks, a second-round pick, 2 third-round picks, and a 5th and a 7th. So I could use the 5th and the 7th to move up at any point if necessary. As you can see, tight end is a necessity for this team. So we'll keep going. We'll keep simulating. 3 and 4 isn't bad. We're the second in the division. Surprisingly enough, the Bills are 1 and 5. So we'll simulate to the end of the season, see how everything is looking, and see if we make the playoffs. Wow. And after the midseason mark, after the end of the season, we are 7 and 2. We didn't take a look at the roster before, so we'll look at it now. Our offense, Tua, is up to an 89 overall. Okay, Tyreek Hill. I mean, it just seems like the team is developing. It just doesn't show on the record. Defense, maybe we have to run a different type of scheme. We should have probably been running a 3-4, having David Long and Jerome Baker at the middle linebacker positions. Tyndale, I thought was going to be a lot better for our team, to be honest with you. But, wow. Very, very interesting. I don't know how long Jalen Ramsey is locked down. But we'll look at the stats. We'll look at the awards. We'll see how everything went. 13th in offensive yards. It seems like we stayed middle of the pack. And 17th in defensive. Okay, so we might have to switch up the scheme. Tua had 4,800 yards, 43 TDs, and 11 interceptions. Okay. Raheem Mostert had 899 yards and 4 TDs, with Myles Gaskin getting the second load. Pause. Receiving, Tyreek Hill had almost 1,400 and 12 TDs. Anderson had 1,208 TDs, and Waddle had 1,105 TDs. Wow. Defense, David Long had 117 tackles, with the most on the team. Christian Wilkins had 20 TFLs, Zach Seiler had 16, Bradley Chubb had 15, and Emmanuel Ogbah had 13 sacks on the team. Zach Seiler had 6, Bradley Chubb had 5.5, and Emmanuel Ogbah had 5. And interceptions, Nick Needham, who was going to be on his way out, had 3 interceptions. David Long had 2, and Xavier Howard had 2. So we got some decisions to make this offseason. It supposedly says that we have 55 mil in cap, which I don't necessarily believe. We're going to have to see, but my main focus in this is to get Brock Bowers. That is for sure. But we're 7-10, so we might be a top 10 pick right now. And at the end of the 2022 season, the Commanders make the Super Bowl and lose to the Chiefs 31-17. Wow. Bryce Young wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Will Anderson wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. None of our players won anything. Josh Allen won NFL MVP, but weren't they the bottom of the division, or did they jump back up? They got back up to 10-7 after starting 1-5, so very impressive by them. We have to see who we have to re-sign. Supposedly we have 18 mil in cap room now. It keeps jumping up and down, so I don't necessarily believe anything that this system is saying right now. It's 18 mil. 18 mil, and we are going to be looking at who. Ooh, Deshaun Elliott is a superstar, but has no re-sign interest anymore. That'll be a tough leave. That'll be a tough leave. Did anybody retire on our team? Did anybody retire on our team at all? Randall Cobb retired. Dolphins, nobody retired. Okay, so we're good right now. I guess it just opened up cap space somehow. I don't necessarily know how. Deshaun Elliott, though. I want to get Jake Bailey back. I need to see how I can get Deshaun Elliott back. Maybe a player-friendly deal, 4 years until you're 30. I think free agency will be better for me in the long run. What's the franchise tag on it? 1 year, 9.88. I don't like it. I don't like it. Maybe I'm going to have to consider it. I'm going to have to consider it right now. I'm going to try to sign Jake Bailey back. Like to play for a new team. All right, that's another one that bites the dust. Andrew Van Ginkel. I probably should have traded him at the midseason mark, but he can go. I don't necessarily need him. I think we have Bradley Chubb there. Yeah, we're good. We're good there. We're 100% good. So, I mean, we definitely could franchise tag Deshaun Elliott, keep him for another year, see how he does for another year. I think that's what I'm going to do. Get us down to about 8 mil. Keeping our strong safety for right now because I'm not planning to draft one in this draft. So we're going to simulate to free agency. We have about 7.97 mil to get our punter back and see what else we can do with that money. There is a chance to get Evan Ingram here. 11.6 mil though. If I didn't already franchise tag Deshaun Elliott, I probably would have done it, but I'm pretty set on trying to get Brock Bowers in this draft. But we're just going to be getting Jake Bailey back. Nothing insane this time. Getting Jake Bailey back for 3 years, not having to worry about a punter for the foreseeable future. And now we can take a look at the combine results because it did end up coming through. And Brock Bowers is now it's the 7th highest prospect. He is the 7th highest prospect. I definitely, oh my gosh. Elite everything? Jeez. A catch in traffic, A catching, A run block, A pass block, A medium route, A spectacular catch, A short route. Jeez, he's almost like the next iteration of Travis Kelce at this point. I have to see where I'm at in the draft. Where does the mock draft have me at? Where am I at in the mock draft? We are the 8th pick, and they have Brock Bowers going at the 5th. I think I'm going to have to trade into the top 3. I don't want a wide receiver. We do not need one. We don't need a quarterback either because it seems like Tua's doing pretty well right now. So we'll take a look at the roster before, just in case. Just in case we're missing anything. Yeah. Wow, Tua is up to superstar. Running back is a concern now. That is a concern now. We might have to ride the season with Raheem Mostert, though. Maybe Devin Aiken can come in. But Jeff Wilson's already gone. That's probably why the cap went away, because Jeff Wilson ended up leaving. Xavier Howard, Deshaun Elliott, Jalen Ramsey are all superstar. They can keep developing. They can definitely keep developing. I plan on changing the scheme, so we're going to do it right now. We're going to change it to a 3-4 just to make it a little better. Base 3-4 seems like the best, so we're going to do that right now. The offense I'm not too concerned about. I'm more concerned about the defense performing, and Christian Wilkins at D tackle 1 is going to be insane, or at nose tackle. David Long and Jerome Baker. That's a scary defense. That's a scary defense right there, but we're going to have to see what's going to take for us to trade into the top 3. All right, we are trading our first round pick, our third round pick, and our 5th round pick for the number 3 overall pick. I want to secure the fact of getting Brock Bowers because I don't want any chance of anybody else getting him. We also have the 12th overall pick. I did not see that whenever I went into the mock draft. I saw it when I went into the trading area mock drafts, though. It has us taking at the 12th pick a wide receiver again. That doesn't make any sense. Madden's a special game. Madden's a very special game. We'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. We'll see if we can get some value out of it in terms of trading down. We could also just go with Caleb Williams just in case anything happens with Tua. I actually think he's going into his last year of his contract. So we could kind of progressively go into Caleb Williams. That's a possibility. I like how Tua's developing right now, but I feel like with the way that it's going to go, he might want a lot of money. And I'm not very set on paying a QB just yet. That rhymed. 2023, that's his last year of his contract. That is the last year of his contract, but we have to see who else's contract ends that year. I think Jalen Waddle also ends that year too. That would suck. That would definitely suck if his ends. He still has 2 years on his deal. Maybe Jalen Ramsey? Maybe. I know Deshaun Elliott is on a franchise tag right now. Deshaun Elliott is still, or Jalen Ramsey still has 3 years, but that's a hefty 3 years. And he's already regressing. Ooh. Xavier Howard? Go ahead and see what his contract looks like right now. He is locked down for 4 years, but that's another hefty 4 years. So we could make the decision of moving on from Xavier Howard. That's also a possibility. Jalen Ramsey, I'm not too convinced on moving on from. Xavier Howard just too low of an overall to be like really invested into him like that. And I know Bradley Chubb has a hefty contract too. I know he does too. He has like a, yeah, wow. Oh my gosh. That is an insane contract. 5 years with like 23 on average. And then Tyreek has like 3 more years on his deal, if I'm not mistaken. So really the only person right now is Tua. Yeah. 50 mil in his last year because we restructured it. I remember that now. We did, 50 mil. And then Teron Armstead is locked down for another 4 years too. Wow. Wow. That's insane contracts. I'm concerned. I'm concerned for this team. I did not even realize that in real life. Mike White is the backup. Tua, bro. I think you might have to bite the bullet. I don't know if I'm paying what you want, because I feel like you're going to want like 40 mil. If Caleb Williams drops to me, I am taking Caleb Williams. I'm sorry. I know the Dolphins fans are going to hate it, because if Tua's doing well, they wouldn't want to move on from him. But I am not paying Tua 40 mil on top of all the players that we have at talent positions, or the QB position is a talent position, but other talent positions. I just can't. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I might still move on from Xavier Howard next year. It just depends. It just depends. But we're going to simulate to the draft and see if we're able to get Brock Bowers. All right, and the Raiders have the first pick. We're just going to go pick by pick right now. Tyler Van Dyke goes to the Raiders when he was projected to go lower. Very interesting. The Cardinals are going to go ahead and take Logan Brown, left tackle, to go on the other side of Paris Johnson. And as much as Kool-Aid McKinstry is here, and a cornerback would be fantastic, Brock Bowers. A catch in traffic, A catching C deep route, A run block. He's a vertical threat, but not to the extent of your normal vertical threat. He can block. He has A pass block and A run block. The only thing is his deep. That's not too much of a concern for me. 6'4", 231 out of Iowa. I thought Brock Bowers goes to Georgia. Yeah. He's a Georgia Bulldog. He doesn't go to Iowa. I thought he went to Georgia. What the heck? I don't know who made this draft class, but they had it wrong. Brock Bowers is coming to the team on hidden development. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, those stats. 92 acceleration, 90 agility, 87 change of direction, 95 jumping, 91 speed, and 80 strength. He's going to be our tight end in the future. And that means that we have to see if Caleb Williams gets taken. Eagles take Kool-Aid McKinstry. Bears take Agier Hall out of Colorado. Quinn Ewers goes to Michigan. Jack Nelson goes to the Patriots. Mario Williams goes to the Jaguars. Caleb Williams goes to the Giants. Okay, that kind of screwed us in a way. In a way, I wouldn't say completely. Mason Smith, I've seen him before. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. We might go cornerback. Since we're planning to move on from our Xavier Howard right now. Denzel Burke looks pretty good. A-man coverage, A-press, A-zone. Physicals look solid. Skills. His catching sucks, but he is going to play some man-to-man. C play recognition. I think this is what I'm going to go with at the 12th pick. Denzel Burke. Hidden development. 91 speed, 96 jumping, 92 change of direction, 93 agility, and 90 acceleration. After this draft class, it's not going to be like the real ones. It's just going to be auto-generated. I'm not going to be doing that every single year. So I just wanted to implement this one to make it kind of like it's Caleb Williams going to the Dolphins type of thing. But we're going to simulate to the second round, see what we are going to do with the 8th pick in the second round. We could go Marvin Harrison, who has dropped here, surprisingly enough. Strong safety, Rashad Torrance is here. What is the left guard position looking like? Rounds 2 to 3. We could wait. We could definitely wait on a left guard right now. I think I'm going to take a chance on a strong safety, to be quite honest with you. And Rashad Torrance was one that I liked coming into this, or at the midseason mark as well. Round 1 to 2, run support, hit power's an A. His physicals are okay. Skills, C kick return, C man coverage, B stamina, A hit power. I'm going to take a chance just because Deshaun Elliott isn't guaranteed to stay the same as he is right now. And he's only here for 1 more year, so I don't even know if I'm going to be able to sign him next year. Rashad Torrance comes to the team on hidden development, 88 speed, 86 jumping, 87 change of direction, 88 acceleration. 6 foot, 204 out of whatever college that he comes out of, because supposedly it's not applicable. So we're going to simulate to our next pick, see if we're able to get a left guard. And it seems like Christian Mahogany is the best one out right now. His physicals are pretty good for an offensive lineman. He has elite strength. The skills, A lead block, B run block, A impact block. Not getting much better than that at this position in the third round. Christian Mahogany at the left guard position. Hidden development, 94 strength. Wow, that man is strong. Out of Mississippi State, 6'3", 335. All right, and after that amazing draft that we had, Brock Bowers is an 81 hidden development player, and Christian Mahogany is a 76 overall. Jeez. Okay. Defense. The strong safety is a 73, so he can develop over time. And Burke is a 75, so we definitely could move on from Xavier Howard pretty soon if we start to see some regression. Jalen Ramsey's up to a 99 again. All right. Well, we're going to have to see. The second year of the rebuild, we're doing pretty well so far. Everybody is still in place. Everybody still has a chance to win a Super Bowl with the Miami Dolphins, and then we're trying to longevate, if that's a word, this rebuild and this dynasty of the Dolphins. All right, I will show the scouting for the seasons overall, and it's just going to be super quick. So the 3-star is offensive tackle in the Southeast. That's the strength of the class, and the area is where most of the offensive tackles are at. I'm trying to look for any sort of running back. So Artie Green is a 1-star looking all over the country. A 2-star for quarterback and cornerback, both positions that we could possibly need this next season in the Northeast. Matt Copeland, 1-star central safety wide receiver, and Pablo, don't know how to say that last name, 1-star west outside linebacker and safety. So trying to aid to the strengths of this class, it's a lot of offensive tackles. There's not a lot of halfbacks, so that doesn't help me very much. But we're going to simulate to the midseason mark and see how everything goes. We are 2-5 at the midseason mark. Okay, stats and awards, 11th in offensive yards, and on the defensive side, we are 28th. Huh. Tua, 1,800 yards, 14 TDs, and 8 interceptions. Rushing, Raheem Mostert has 488 with 8 TDs. Receiving, Tyreek Hill has 600 with 3 TDs. Jalen Waddle has 406 TDs. Brock Bowers is doing pretty well as well. Defense, David Long has the most tackles. TFLs goes to Ogba with 6, Chubb with 4, Wilkins with 4. Christian Wilkins has 3 sacks, Bradley Chubb has 2.5, and Ogba has 2. And Ramsey has 2 interceptions, Holland has 1, and Jerome Baker has 1. Okay, so very interesting that we are 2-5 right now. I wasn't really expecting that. I wasn't expecting that in the slightest, actually. Maybe we have to change up something on the offensive side. I wouldn't know what. Brock Bowers is a superstar X Factor. Wow. Maybe we have to change the playbooks? Possibly. It just seems like it's not doing well right now. All right, we changed some stuff up. Hopefully it ends up working out for the team, because something's not working. So we're changing some things up, seeing if that helps the 2-5 record right now. We're at the bottom of the division. Maybe we can make the comeback like the Bills did last year. But players ready to negotiate. Christian Wilkins and Tua both want to negotiate. This is where I have to start making trades. I think I'm going to be trading Xavier Howard. I think I am, because I have to re-sign. I have to re-sign Christian Wilkins. That is without a doubt in my mind. I might do that before I trade, just because I feel like the cap is going to bug out. And I don't really trust the Madden system right now. So I'm going to go ahead and use a 38 that I have. Get him on a 4-year deal. Ooh, that's a wide jump. Maybe neutral Christian? Could find a better team in free agency. Fuck. Okay. Tua, what do you want? It's a little over 30 mil on his. Deshaun Elliott, I don't plan on bringing back. Zach Seiler. It's a lot of players, man. It's a lot of players. We got to open up some more cap space. All right, we're trading Xavier Howard and Deshaun Elliott for a mid-first round pick from the Jaguars, simply because we're trying to get value out of both of them. Also because Xavier Howard's contract is going to kick in, and it's going to be a hit on our cap. And I'm not trying to go negative this early into it. So we already drafted a cornerback to replace him. So I'm hoping that he ends up getting his reps and ends up being good for us. Kuo is going to be the CB2, but Burke is right there at CB3. I think he should be great for us. Jalen Ramsey's going to lead that room. Hopefully ends up being a good mentor for them. But relying on that heavy. Definitely relying on that heavy. I'm going to see how much that freed up in cap space right now. I don't think it freed up much at the moment, but once we get to the offseason, it definitely will. It definitely will. So it brought me down. I'm going to go ahead and wait till the offseason to re-sign anybody. We're kind of in a sticky situation in terms of that, but we'll look at some of the players that are here. QB is the top of the draft, which we could go with. We definitely could, just because what else are we going to do at this point? We can't pay Tua the $40 million a year that he probably wants, or $30 million a year. The top draft pick is a QB, Joey Malone. Dean Huff, left end, left tackle, right end, left outside linebacker, outside linebackers in general, and defensive ends. All very possible. All very possible options for us. Defensive tackle, I wouldn't be so sure. I want to keep Christian Wilkins by any means possible. But we're going to go ahead and simulate to the end of the season, see how it ends, to be honest with you, and see what we're able to do. And we end with the 7-10 record again. Interesting. Very interesting. Stats and awards. I don't quite know what to do with this team. 17th in offensive yards. Tua was very middle of the pack. 28th in defensive. Do we just blow up the defense? What do we do with it? 4,700 yards, 34 TDs, and 18 interceptions. Raheem Mostert, 1,000 yards, 15 TDs. Damn. Receiving, Tyreek had 1,100 with 8 TDs. Bowers had 1,108 TDs, and so did Jalen Waddle. Jeez. Defense, Jerome Baker had the most tackles. TFLs, Emmanuel Ogbah and Christian Wilkins had 13. Sacks, Christian Wilkins had 7. Chubb had 6.5, and Ogbah had 4.5. I didn't look at the interceptions, but I'm sure Jalen Ramsey's at the top of that list once again. So, we'll look at the roster. We don't have much cap space, it seems. It depends on what the outlook is going to be whenever we get to it, but Tua's up to an 87. Brock Bowers is up to an 88. It's a tough choice. It's a tough choice. Burke is the CB2 right now and could very well be one of the top options for the foreseeable future. I don't quite know what to do with this team. It seems good. I mean, Chubb is a bit of an overpay right now. In real life, he's a bit better than what they make him in the game. But offense, I mean, we just might have to offload some contracts in terms of the older players. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do, but halfback is a possibility with J.R. Robinson being the 37th overall prospect. Strong safety is also a possibility, but we drafted one last year. So we're going to simulate to the offseason, see all the awards, and see what happens. And at the end of the 2023 season, our second season, Von Miller wins Super Bowl MVP, leading the Bills up against the Panthers. None of our players won Rookie of the Year, and none of our players won any of the other awards, but Josh Allen wins NFL MVP for the second year in a row. Okay, well, we should be up there. We should be up there, man. We definitely should be. I don't know what's going on with this roster. I thought that it was built to be a playoff roster. We're an 87 overall team. I don't know. I don't know. Re-signing players, though. We have to see. We have to see how much cap space we officially have going into that and see if we're able to bring back multiple players. 3-year deal brings us to 25.8. Excited to sign such a great offer. All right, cool. So we keep our defensive tackle for right now. Tua's down to star development, so kind of got me to give up on him, to be honest. Robert Hunt would be great, but it would bring us down to $1 million. So we have to make sure that that's the choice that we want right now. 28 years old. Alec Ingold. Ooh, this is going to be difficult. All right, we keep Robert Hunt on the team as a right guard. It's difficult right now. It's definitely difficult. I want to keep Zach Seiler, but just not paying that. I'm not paying that right now. I could just draft a left end, to be quite honest with you. Fullback would be ideal, but we're going to be in the negative, so I can't make any moves right now. I'm just going to have to roll with it. 7-10. Where are we at in the mock drafts? We're the 5th overall pick, getting a left tackle, which we very well could do. Joey Malone is around 1 to 2 talent. That doesn't entice me very much to get a QB this draft. I wish I would have traded up into the top 10 for Caleb Williams last year, man. I really do. It's going to be a pretty difficult offseason. It is going to be pretty difficult. Torrance is down to normal development. We don't have a left end. We don't have a middle linebacker. Offense, we don't have a QB. We hardly have a running back. Freddie Swain's on the team. Cedric Wilson is still on the team. The receiving core is amazing. We just don't have a quarterback to... Or we have Skylar Thompson, but, you know, Skylar Thompson. We could very well focus on the defense this year. I'm not too convinced on any of the QBs. It depends. It depends on what we're able to find in the draft. We don't have a center either. Another position that we need to worry about. We don't have the cap space to do anything in this free agency, so we have to go to the draft and hopefully find something. All right, we are the 5th pick. I'm just going to let it ride out right now. The Jets take Joey Malone, who is around 1 to 2 talents, so not the greatest pick in the world. Dean Huff goes to the Houston Texans. The Broncos take the left tackle, and the Packers take a right tackle. Both positions that we don't necessarily need right now, but they do have us taking Alex Young here, a left tackle, which we could do and possibly trade around Armstead. It's a possibility. Am I going to do it? I'm not sure. I think I'm going to go with the right outside linebacker. I think I am. Pat Baldwin, maybe move either him or Jalen Phillips to the left outside. He has A pursuit, B power moves, A finesse moves, B injury, B awareness. His physicals look pretty good. He's a speed rusher. I mean, we could move on from Bradley Chubb if we get him and he ends up being pretty good. 6'5", 246 out of Auburn. And he is hidden development, 85 speed, 91 acceleration, 81 agility, and 78 strength. So we could very well get rid of Bradley Chubb with this hefty contract. And I think the next one we're going to be taking is a left end. We let Zach Seiler walk. This is another first-round pick, by the way. It is our 14th pick. This is the pick that we got for Xavier Howard and Deshaun Elliott. A power moves out of Ole Miss. His physicals look good. Skills, A injury, B play recognition, A awareness, D finesse moves, but he's a power rusher. 6'4", 277 out of Ole Miss. Hoping that he's pretty good. Hidden development, 87 strength, 87 acceleration, 84 jumping, 79 speed, and 77 agility. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. We definitely are trying to build our defense right now because we're going to be struggling otherwise. All right, we're going to take a center here. Try to build up the old line right now. Brennan Trainer, power blocker right now. A impact blocking, B pass block. Decent physicals. Skills look solid as well. Finesse is not that great, but he's a power blocker out of Penn State. Our new center, 84 strength, 83 acceleration. I know what some of you are saying if you're paying attention to the roster. We don't have a QB, and that's just how it's going to have to be right now. That's just how it's going to have to be. There's no good QBs in this draft class that is worth me taking with these picks when there's so much better prospects at other positions that we need. And middle linebacker and halfback are my next things that I want to be able to get. And our next pick is going to be a halfback, Bobby Pearman. Elusive back out of Missouri. Elite strength. Has A stiff arm, B trucking, B carrying, A juke move, A ball carrier vision, and around 3 to 4 right now. Looks pretty solid. Looks pretty solid, and he is hidden development. 5'10", 220, 90 acceleration, 89 agility, and 91 speed. We have to be able to try to find a QB now, but I don't know if that's going to be possible. The next one's going to be a middle linebacker. I'm not very convinced on the QBs right now. I think they're all day 3 at the moment. Yeah, not very worth it right now. I'll draft him in the next round, if anything. Middle linebacker, Luke Whitaker. Looks solid. Field general, not much to talk about. Normal development. Just need a second middle linebacker. We'll see if he's better than what we already have. And we don't necessarily have a great QB. We did draft not even an actual draft prospect. He was a UDFA. Coleman, Perriman is a 75 overall, hidden development, could be good. Trainer 73 center. I mean, it all just depends. It all really just depends. I'm planning on trading Bradley Chubb soon, maybe even right now. But Finch at left end. Baldwin isn't much better than Tyndale, so we're just going to have that run like that. And yeah, we don't have a strong safety. I mean, Torrance is there, but doesn't seem like he's going to be very good either. We might just have to take the L on this season. I'm going to see what I can get for Bradley Chubb, and if not, I'll see you at the midseason mark. All right, well, we're doing a straight-up trade to the Seahawks for the second-round pick this year for Bradley Chubb. 20 mil on a cap hit is absolutely atrocious for our team right now, especially when we found his replacement. So Pat Baldwin is going to be coming in and replacing him. So we'll take a look at the roster, or the defensive side specifically, just to make sure that he is in for us and able to develop. Yep, Baldwin, Jalen Phillips. We got 20 more mil to deal with what we want to do. So we're going to simulate to the midseason mark. I'm already fumbling my words. Simulate to the midseason mark, see how we're doing, and see how this goes. All right, well, another season that we're 2-5 at the midseason mark. I mean, not surprising when we have the QB that we have right now, but you know, still kind of annoying. Stats and awards: 7th in offensive yards. Brian Coleman is not doing horrible. Seems like the defense. Why is the defense so bad? 32nd. Okay, Coleman has 2,114 TDs and 4 interceptions. Rushing, Perriman has 305 TDs. Receiving, Jalen Waddle is leading with 501 TD. Tyreek has 476 and 3 TDs, and everybody else is doing well as well. Jerome Baker has the most tackles. Timmy Finch, our new left end, has 13 TFLs. Ogba has 7 and Wilkins has 6. Ogba has 3 sacks. Baldwin has 2 sacks, and Phillips has 2. And interceptions, Tyndale has 1, Baker has 1, and Torrance has 1, and so does Jalen Ramsey. So our defense is actually our weak spot, surprisingly enough. 2-5. We'll take a look at who's ready to negotiate. We have a lot more cap space now, 101 mil, but we have a lot of big players that could possibly be on their way out. 101 mil. Off the rip, Jalen Waddle has to come back regardless. Player friendly. You need to do more to convince me. You got a haircut and you don't know how to act. Javon Holland. Damn, that would have taken 21 mil from my cap if he accepted it. Javon Holland. None of these players want to come to this team. I want to keep my free safety for the future. That is exactly the offer that he wanted because I'm overpaying. And then Jalen Phillips is the last one for sure. 7 years. I mean, you don't get much better than this, Jalen Phillips. I could find a better team in free agency. We gave him almost too much, and he didn't want it. Isaiah Wynn at right tackle, possibly, if he just accepts the 2-year deal. I'm not giving him more. Could find a better team in free agency. Wow. Okay, so this is not going to be an easy free agency for us. Definitely have to get Jalen Waddle back, though. That's without a doubt. But that's going to be difficult. We have to see what happens. We definitely have to see what happens. The mock draft, though, we'll see if we're able to get a QB in this mock draft. And Austin Bahonen? That's a hell of a name right there. Physicals. Looks like he's a strong arm. Yeah, he's a strong arm out of Oklahoma State. A play action, A under pressure, B deep accuracy. Not horrible, but his short accuracy is kind of questionable. Gregory Madsen looks pretty good. Improviser. I think I would rather get Gregory Madsen. Solid physicals, A under pressure, A throw on the run, A short accuracy, B medium, and B deep. A break sack. Looks a little better than the top 5 prospect. I won't lie to you. I will not lie to you. We just might have to do that, but we have to see how the season ends. We'll have to see how everything goes. And the scouts are still the same as they were last season. That's the only reason why I didn't probably show it, because it's just the same thing. We need the same things possibly, so that's our focus right now. So we're going to simulate to the end of the season, see how everything goes. We have to sign Jalen Waddle back. And at the end of the season, we go 7-10 once again. Woo! Woo! 3 straight seasons of 7-10. That's exactly what I wanted to do coming into this rebuild. That was my goal all along to have a mediocre pick. 6th in offensive yards. Our defense really isn't doing well. Do we just have to start it over on defense? What is going on? 5,400 yards, 41 TDs, and 10 interceptions. Rushing, Perriman had 841 and 12 TDs. Receiving, Tyreek Hill had 1,310. Cedric Wilson had 1,312. And Jalen Waddle had 1,208. Defense, Jerome Baker had the most tackles. Finch had the most TFLs with 25. Ogba had 18 and Wilkins had 11. Sacks, Wilkins had 9, Ogba had 7, and Phillips had 6.5. And interceptions, Jerome Baker had 5, Tyndale had 3, and Jalen Ramsey had 3. This is so interesting. This is so interesting to me how we are 7-10 and our defense is the worst part of it. Because we don't even have really a quarterback. I mean, it depends on how he's looking right now. Sorry, King. It depends on how he's looking right now. He could very well be good. He's a 71 overall. Perriman's a star. Bowers is up to a 92. I mean, it's just, what do you do? Why is Baldwin playing at right outside linebacker? Come on now. Come on now. You guys can't be doing this. They always do this, man. They always do this. I'm going to have to see what I can do. But Finch and Baldwin are both superstar development traits. That is so good for us and our team right now because I thought we had no hope, but we clearly have some. Right tackle, Wynn could be on his way out. I don't understand why he's not starting, but we're just going to have to see. We're going to simulate to the offseason, see all the awards, see if we won any, and yeah. And at the end of the 2024 season, the Bills finally get knocked off by the Seattle Seahawks. JT Tuamaloa is part of the Seahawks. I think he's actually part of the Seahawks in real life too, if I'm not mistaken. Or I had that in my mock draft. I'm not sure. But Timmy Finch, our left end, wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. And our QB wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Wow, that's unfortunate because he's not going to be our QB next year. And Josh Allen wins another MVP. 3 straight MVPs. The NFL would never allow that. They would never allow that. All right, we're going to try to get Jalen Waddle back on the team once again. We would have 92 mil left. I'll overpay him. I'll overpay Jalen Waddle. I'm not giving any chances. I think free agency will be better for me in the long run. Wow. I mean, I just might have to franchise tag him. Let's see if we're able to get Jalen Phillips. I mean, I can't get much better than this, Jalen. I'll give you this over 6. I enjoyed playing for you, but I think I'm going to test out free agency. They're not making this easy for me. This 20-year rebuild is going to be long. Not only in years, but just in general. I appreciate the offer. So our young player doesn't want to come back either. In terms of the cornerback, who was a rookie a few years ago in this game. Isaiah Wynn, maybe? Would you want to come back to the team? Nobody wants to come back to the team. What is going on? All right, neutral deal, Jerome Baker. That's a good offer. Glad we got the deal done. Okay, so we keep our middle linebacker. Now we have to worry about everybody else. Maybe we franchise tag Jalen Phillips for the time being. And then we just worry about Jalen Waddle. I think I'm going to franchise tag Jalen Phillips. I am going to franchise tag him. 19.3 isn't that bad. The 30 mil for a wide receiver is wild, though. That's wild. That's definitely wild. But we're definitely going to try to get him back in free agency. All right. And the players that I've targeted are Jalen Waddle, CJ Gardner-Johnson, Orlando Brown, and Dalvin Tomlinson. Dalvin Tomlinson is to make us run a 4-3 once again. Orlando Brown, I'll be switching to right tackle. CJ Gardner-Johnson at strong safety because we're weak at that position right now. And Jalen Waddle, the obvious, we're trying to bring him back. So evaluate these, and all of them decide, and all of them come to the team. So we have about $6 million left for this offseason. A lot of big acquisitions in this free agency. Definitely some big pivotal moves. Definitely have to put Orlando Brown at right tackle. They already did it, but gonna change his position regardless. Coleman might not be our starter next year. It is a 20-year rebuild, so maybe he ends up being the starter anyways. But defense, it's possible. It's possible that he is our starter. It just depends. But now we have a pretty solid defense now, and we can see what we're going to do in the draft. We don't have a very high pick in the 2025 draft, even though we went 7 and 10. I'm not planning to trade up. I think I'm just going to see how it goes. We're already here. I am planning to take a defensive end because QBs are probably already taken at this point, and they are. Dalton McMichael is a possibility right now. A speed rusher, has elite change of direction, good physicals, B play recognition, B finesse, C tackle. It's a chance that I'm probably willing to take because Emmanuel Ogbah might be up on his contract come next season. So 6'2", 265 out of Maryland. Hidden development, 85 strength, 85 acceleration, 82 speed, and 78 jumping. Whew. I was scared. I was scared that wasn't going to work out, but I'm glad we start off the draft the right way. We could be going with right outside linebacker right now. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be able to re-sign Jalen Phillips, especially with the cap space situation that we might have. And Jeremy Ham looks like he is going to be pretty solid as a run stopper out of Boise State. A tackle, his physicals look great once again. Elite speed. C-man coverage, C-zone coverage, B awareness, but he is a run stopper, so I would assume that the tackle is what's important, the play recognition, the pursuit, and all those are A to C. So we're going to take a chance on him. There's no defensive tackles here that I would like to take, so we'll take him. 6'1", 246 out of Boise State, normal development, 87 speed, 89 acceleration. I wanted to see, we might still have to re-sign Jalen Phillips. It's a really deep draft class in terms of the outside linebacker position, and taking a chance on it, there's really nothing else. There really is nothing else. The physicals look solid. He has B zone coverage, C play recognition. He is a pass coverage player. Oof. I think I'm going to do it. Kevin Kingsbury out of the College of Rutgers, 6 foot, 234. Taking a chance. Normal development. Damn, man. I really thought it was going to work. All right, and at the start of season 4, I think it is right now. Whew. We don't have a legitimate QB just yet. He did win Rookie of the Year, so I'm going to give him another year to possibly develop. We don't have a wide receiver 3, so it's strictly Bowers, Waddle, and Tyreek Hill. We have to change Orlando Brown's position to right tackle so he can play it. And defense is really the most solid that anything looks right now. McMichael is a 73. It was a good pick, but not a good pick in terms of starting right away. So I'm going to go ahead and change Orlando Brown's position, and I will see you at the midseason mark. At the midseason mark, we are 3-3. Stats and awards right now. 3-3 isn't horrible. It's better than I thought, to be honest. 24th in offensive yards. Yeah, we got to move on from this QB. And 5th in defensive yards. So the strong safety was the key position on our defense that needed improvement. 1,800 yards, 11 TDs, and 4 interceptions. Rushing, Pierman has 277 and 2 TDs. Receiving, Waddle has 504 TDs. And Bramble has more than Tyreek Hill with 459 and 2 TDs. I'm confused. Cam Smith has the most tackles on the team. Finch has 8 TFLs, Wilkins has 5, and Phillips has 4 sacks. Wilkins has 2, Tomlinson has 2, and Finch has 1. And Jerome Baker has 1 interception. Torrance has 1, and McKinley has one as well. So it says trade target young, so I'm assuming that his contract is supposed to be up this year. We could get some value out of some players right now, where this is a long-term rebuild, so we're not necessarily trying to do too much in the short term. Jalen Phillips, though, is somebody that I want to get in the short term, and Jalen Ramsey, of course. It's going to be a difficult one again. I'm going to try to sign Jalen Phillips first. That's my first order of business here. We're going to try to get him 6-year deal. Could find a better team in free agency. Man, he does not want to come back. Oh, that's difficult, man. That's difficult. That's really difficult to see. I'm going to go ahead and try to get Cam Smith back. 2-year deal. Exactly what he wants. So we're going to keep him on the team. I'm assuming that McKinley is on his way out. Yeah, so we'll try to find some other players to trade in terms of 1-year deals left. Of course, with this year being their last. But Jalen Ramsey is still a 97 overall. Very well could stay on the team. I'm going to sign him to a 2-year deal. Exactly the offer that he wants. He'll probably really regress in that year 32 season for him, but I need to have some time to get another cornerback. And right now I don't have that. Robert Hunt for another 2 years possibly. Excited to sign the offer. So we still have 14 mil left. We'll try to sign Jake Bailey for another 3 years just to keep him. Yep. Keeping the punter. So really it's only Jalen Phillips that we're not able to get back. Emmanuel Ogbah won't be coming back because we already drafted his replacement. And yeah, everybody else we could possibly trade away for some picks, if anything. But we got to look at the mock draft, see if there's anything that is worth looking at. A QB in the top 5. 2 QBs in the top 5. Alec Cosgrove is supposedly one of the better ones. Physicals aren't great, but he has A, medium accuracy, A, under pressure, but C, deep accuracy. We're going to see what our scouts end up finding out. But Morris Ingram, by the way, you're not going to be seeing the difference in scouts in the last 3 years because there hasn't been any difference. We still need the same thing. So Morris Ingram, A, deep accuracy, B, under pressure, strong arm. Okay, not horrible. Not horrible. I think if anything, he's going to be the better one out of the 2. Just depends. Just depends. We could very well go with left tackle, to be quite honest, just because Teron Armstead could be getting too old for us, to be quite honest. So I just said that like 3 times. It's getting bad. Think we're about 4 years into this right now, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. So yeah, so we're 4 years in. We're about to complete the 4 years, and hopefully, supposedly there's a breakout QB, and I'm assuming that is our current QB right now. So yeah, Brian Coleman is coming off a stellar game. Is he in the process of taking the next step? I think so, to be honest. I mean, what are we gonna say? I definitely think so. Okay, cool. So he's going to have a chance, throw 1 or fewer interceptions, and have 300 scrimmage yards with 3 touchdowns. Damn, that's going to be tough for him. We'll simulate 1 week, see if he gets it. If not, then we'll just simulate to the end of the season. All right, we're packing up a bunch of younger players, but closer to the end of their contracts. Emmanuel Ogbah is officially going to be leaving our team. Torrance served its time. We already signed his replacement. Gotta go. And Robinson is on the last year of his contract, so we're getting a 2nd-round pick out of the 3 of them, trying to get as much value as possible and also as much cap space as possible to see what we can do about Jalen Phillips. I was going to trade Jalen Phillips at one point, and I ultimately decided otherwise just because it's Jalen Phillips. Like, what are we going to do in terms of we get a 1st-round pick back, right? But with the way that he plays, he's just good enough to lead a team to the playoffs. Not lead them, but just like be that last piece that they need, you know? So I couldn't ultimately do it. I can't really think of anybody else that's going to be worth trading right now. Unless McKinley gets any sort of interest whatsoever, which it doesn't seem so. So that's going to do it for the trades. We're going to simulate 1 week and see if our quarterback gets his development trait, and if not, we go to the offseason and find another quarterback. Coach, another big performance, and you have to be excited about the direction. Okay, cool. So he gets star development, I think, right? He does get star development. Okay, so we'll see how he ends up finishing the season. Maybe we don't need to get a quarterback at the top of the draft, because I was going to trade into the top of the draft for that. But now we're 4-3, and now we get to simulate to the playoffs and see if we make it. And we just missed the playoffs with a 9-8 record. That's disappointing. That's definitely disappointing. But maybe that intrigues Jalen Phillips to come back in some way. 17th in offensive yards and 17th in defensive too. Okay. 4,900 yards, 34 TDs, and 15 interceptions for Brian Coleman. Rushing, Perriman has 819 with 11 TDs. Receiving, Jalen Waddle is the leading receiver with 1,307 TDs. Bramble has more than Tyreek Hill, 1,111 TDs, and Tyreek Hill has 1 yard short of 1,000 with 3 TDs. Jerome Baker has the most tackles. Finch has 18 TFLs and is getting into award winner player tags. Wilkins has 15 and Phillips has 14 sacks. Finch has 6, Phillips had 4, and Wilkins had 3. Interceptions, Gardner Johnson had 2, Baker had 1, and Cam Smith had 1. All right, at the end of the 2025 season, in our 4th season of the rebuild, the Chiefs beat the Panthers in the Super Bowl, and Patrick Mahomes wins Super Bowl MVP, and none of our players win any awards, unfortunately, and Josh Allen wins his 4th MVP of the season, or of the rebuild. Jesus, he just is going insane right now. Well, we got to go to the re-signing period, see if we can ultimately get Jalen Phillips, and if not, then we have a bit of an issue. Very player-friendly. Come on, Jalen Phillips. Come on, man. Look, I'll give you 9 mil, 11 mil on the bonus, 5 years. You cannot be denying this. I'm happy to sign and continue to play for this great organization. Fantastic. We keep the pillars of our young group in terms of Jalen Waddle, Jalen Phillips, 2 Jalens. Who else is part of that young group? Well, we didn't get to keep Tua. I'm sure that he's probably going to be in free agency at some point. But now we do have the mock draft. I don't think we're too concerned about the outside linebackers anymore. Morris Ingram is still at the top of it, surprisingly enough, and so is Cosgrove. But we are at the 18th pick, taking a left tackle. No way. Don't tell me that Teron Armstead retired. Don't tell me Teron Armstead retired. That would suck for me right now if Teron Armstead retired. Oh my gosh, Teron Armstead retires after 13 years. Oh, that doesn't help. That doesn't help. But we're going to try to figure out something in this free agency. If not, then we'll do it in the draft. All right, so 3 players that we're going after. Yes, Trent Williams is a 1-year deal, but Trent Williams is Trent Williams, one of the greatest left tackles of all time. So I'm trying to get him on the team for the time being. If I end up getting a left tackle in the draft, fantastic. If I don't, I have Trent Williams for the season. Worry about left tackle next year. Dameon Pierce for the future. Hopefully he ends up deciding to come to us over these teams, but if we don't get him, we're fine. Jordan Davis, we're competing with the Jags to get. Putting him next to Christian Wilkins would be deadly, also because we need a defensive tackle. So we're going to go ahead and evaluate all of these, and they all decide. And Dameon Pierce and Trent Williams come to the team. Jordan Davis ultimately went to the Jaguars. So that kind of hurts us in a way. We could get one of these older ones again, but I really wanted to get a defensive tackle for the future. I really did. I think I'm going to get Keanu Benton for the time being for a year. I'm not 100% concerned about this draft in terms of getting the defensive tackle. I'm just going to draft to value at this point. So he's going to go ahead and come to the team. We get Keanu Benton as the second defensive tackle. We're still running a 4-3. Our roster right now, we'll take a look at it before we get into anything draft related. It is Coleman at quarterback, who is a 78 overall. Wow. Pierce is going to be our starting running back. Perriman is going to be the backup. Tyreek Hill is down to superstar, but still a 99 overall. Jalen Waddle's up to a 95. Bramble is a 74. Trent Williams, the line looks very good. And Bowers is a 96 overall for us. Very impressive. Very impressive. Everything else looks solid. I mean, Jalen Ramsey's down to a 94. Maybe if he ends up regressing a little more by the midseason mark, I will have to trade him. I know I signed him to a 2-year deal, but I don't know if I'm going to sit here and just take that, really. But we're going to simulate to the draft and hopefully find all the players that we need to add to this team. All right. And at the 18th pick of the first round, hoping to see the middle linebacker got took. I was trying to get a middle linebacker here. Could go cornerback. We don't have any other positions over here on the top that we really need. I mean, Kevin McConnell could be a left tackle that we get. D pass block is concerning for a left tackle. I might go cornerback. I might just go cornerback. I'm not 100% on any of those tackles at the top right now. It's really not worth it to me. Wide receiver also doesn't look that crazy. I think I'm going to go cornerback for sure. Yeah. Donovan Wilson or Donovan Cousins. Man-to-man out of Clemson. B catching, B man coverage, B press. Some good physicals. We'll go ahead and take them right now. Hidden development, 90 speed, 85 jumping, 95 change of direction, 92 agility, and 90 acceleration. 22 years old. Hopefully he ends up developing with the team. But other than that, it looks great right now. Might be taking a right tackle here to try to replace Teron Armstead leaving. He is agile, so he has A pass block finesse and A run block finesse, A impact blocking, A awareness. If anything, Orlando Brown goes back to left tackle. And we go with that. Hidden development, 88 strength, 76 jumping, and 84 acceleration. A great pick, 6'6", 318, very good size out of Louisville. We might take a wide receiver here. I'm going to take a chance on Spencer Keaton. It seems like his stats are pretty solid. B catch and traffic, B release, A to C deep route. He's physical. Is he 6'3"? 6'3" out of Miami. Could very well be good. Could very well be good. We'll take a chance in the third round. Normal development. The stats look solid. We'll see what he ends up being. All right. And at the start of the season, Beverly is a 77 overall. Very good for us in the future of this team. But lineup looks solid right now. I mean, Coleman's a 75, so it's not fantastic necessarily. Wait, Beverly is a tight end or a right tackle? He's a right tackle, but he can play tight end. That's insane. That is so insane to me. We're going to go to the defensive side. Keaton is a 71, by the way. Defense, Rudland, 74 free safety. Cousins was a 74. So the cornerback room looks solid. Everything looks very solid right now. We might switch it up a little bit just for the offense, just to make it a little more comfortable for them. West Coast spread. There's a 66 here. I think we're going to do West Coast power run. And I'm trying to stay in 4-3. I think what I had is going to be the best. Yeah. That's gonna do it for that. And yeah, in our 5th year of the 20-year rebuild, we're trying to win a championship before we start going 3 years, 4 years at a time. But it looks good so far. It looks good for the future right now. And at the midseason mark, we are 3-4. Our offense is significantly better than our defense now. Stats and awards. 9th in offensive yards. It seems like Coleman is still doing well for our team, and we are 29th in defensive. 1,900 yards, 15 TDs, and 6 interceptions for our QB. Damian Pierce has 609 TDs. Receiving, Jalen Waddle has the most with 5 TDs and 400 yards. Bramble has 402 TDs. Tyreek Hill might be on the move. He has not been significant for us right now. Jerome Baker has the most tackles. Phillips has 5 TFLs. McMichael has 5. Wilkins has 5. Finch has 3. Finch is slowing down right now. Phillips has 6.5 sacks. McMichael has 4, and Wilkins has 4. Interceptions, Cam Smith has 2. Baker has 1. Rudlin has 1. And Jalen Ramsey has 1. A bit concerning in terms of the defensive side. For some reason, we're not doing that well on that side of the ball, and now Tyreek is up for a contract and wants another 4-year deal. I might have to pack up Tyreek Hill. I just might. With the value that he's at right now, I just might have to. Brock Bowers, priority. Absolute priority to bring back to this team. Without a doubt in my mind, I am signing him to a 6-year deal. Have to. Offer's perfect. I don't want to see Brock Bowers on another team ever in my life. Christian Wilkins, defensive tackle, 30 years old though. 30 years old. Christian Mahogany at left guard. I would like to keep him 2 years. Happy to sign with the organization. I think I'm going to have to trade Tyreek Hill at the value that he's at. I think that's going to have to be a must right now, unfortunately. But fortunately, because we don't have to spend the money that he wants us to spend on him. I don't see him being a 99 overall for that much longer. And he hasn't been fantastic for us. So we'll see about that. Trent Williams, I'll come back to. Christian Wilkins, I'll sign him to a 1-year deal if he'll take it. If he'll take it. That's a good offer. Okay, so we keep our defensive tackle. Supposed defensive tackle of the future. He doesn't seem like he's going to be that great for much longer. A 5-year deal for Denzel Burke. Need a bigger offer. That's fine. We'll see what happens at the end of the season. But I'm going to see what I can get for Tyreek Hill. Alright, we're going to be trading Tyreek Hill to the Bears with a 5th-round pick for their 1st-round pick and Terrell Edmunds, their biggest player on their team. So it's going to be difficult for them to really just pop off with Tyreek Hill now. But if they do, we still have a 1st-round pick. We have a brand new middle linebacker just in case that 1st-round pick ends up not meaning much to us anymore. But that's going to do it. That's going to do it for that. I mean, Trent Williams, he's still in the league. He's still in the league. It wouldn't hurt. It would not hurt to have Trent Williams for another year. Happy to sign with the organization. All right, so we keep Trent Williams for another year. Might have been a bad decision, but a 95 overall left tackle, that's just hard to pass up on. That's very hard to pass up on for right now. But we're going to simulate to the playoffs, see how everything goes, and hopefully we finally make the playoffs. Damn, another season that we go 7-10. I really don't know what the issue is right now. I'm trying to literally do anything, but I'm also not trying to lock myself down to a QB and pay a QB right now for 40 mil and just screw myself. But stats and awards, man. 7-10. We have yet to make the playoffs. Even after the first years. 11th in offensive yards and 31st in defensive. Almost 4,800 yards, 35 TDs, and 12 interceptions for Coleman. Dameon Pierce had 1,315 TDs. Receiving, Jalen Waddle had 1,008 TDs. Palmer had 877 and 6 TDs. Bramble had 855 and 4 TDs. And Bowers also had a pretty decent season. Terrell Edmunds has the most tackles on the season, mixed between his Bears time and with us. McMichael had 14 TFLs. Phillips had 10, and Wilkins had 10. Sacks, Phillips had 13, Finch had 9, and McMichael had 7.5. Ramsey had 3 interceptions. I forgot that he was still on the team. Cam Smith had 3, and Jerome Baker had 1. I don't quite know what to do with this team right now. I really don't. We'll have to see at the offseason, see if anybody won any awards, and if not, we'll try to figure out what to do in free agency. And at the end of the 2026 season, none of our players win any awards, but Bryce Young finally wins his first Super Bowl after going for the last, 3 years? 40-23, very convincingly against the MVP in Lamar Jackson. We have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons officially. So, Brandon Staley is Coach of the Year of the Chargers. Hopefully, our draft pick is still pretty good in terms of what we traded Tyreek Hill for. I wasn't going to pay him 40 mil for the next, 4 years? No. I needed to get some value out of him. We're going to see if we have anything else to do in terms of re-signing, and if not, we got to see what we can do in free agency in the draft. Our mock draft has us at the 6th pick. I'm assuming that's the Bears pick, and then this is our pick. Matthew Smith at the 12th pick, who seems pretty good, actually. But another, oh my gosh, they love having us take 2 QBs every single time. I might kind of swap it. Maybe I just trade the 12th pick and go into the top 5 to get... Oh my gosh, Luke Pritchard looks insane. Strong arm. His... Ooh. A deep, A medium, A short. A trucking, A under pressure, A awareness. 6'6", 232 out of Baylor. This looks like the next Justin Herbert right now. I might have to trade up into that. Whew, that's gonna be a tough decision, but we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see. Let's go ahead and take a look at anybody that we have to re-sign. I think I re-signed everybody though. 78.2 mil to work with in free agency. Denzel Burke was one that I wanted to bring back, but it doesn't seem like he wants to come back. Denzel Burke, we're going to go ahead and see if he ends up coming back to the team. Going to give him a player-friendly deal. Excited to sign such a great offer. So he's going to be our CB2, CB3. Depends on where we end up at the end of this free agency. I think my focus is going to be cornerback for sure. All right, the 3 players. I know that I'm not going after a cornerback right now. There's not a lot of great ones, and all of them are just one-year rentals, and I'm not trying to do that. Mario Williams, wide receiver. We're fighting the Giants for him. Jalen Carter, we're in the lead for Jalen Carter. We want to put somebody next to Christian Wilkins for the time being, and possibly the future of our team right now because Christian Wilkins is only getting older. George Beach at kicker because we haven't had a kicker, and I guess that's probably the reason why we've been losing so much. So all 3 end up coming to the team. We still have 48 mil. I could have gotten Michael Mayer. Don't really need it. We don't really need it. I'm not going to waste my money on that and just have a double tight end type of thing. We already have Bowers. I'm not going to ruin his confidence with that. I think we're pretty set other than that. QB is a possible position that we're going to be going into the draft for, just because it doesn't seem like Coleman's developing anymore. 77, he's developing, but just not enough right now. Jalen Waddle's down to star. Dameon Pierce is up to superstar. Everything looks solid, only the fact of the QB position that could possibly be changed. Right end is also a possibility, but McMichael's a 78. You got Jalen Carter and Christian Wilkins there. I mean, you could also run a 3-4. Depends on what you want to do. I'm pretty sure Christian Wilkins plays right end in real life regardless. So I might change his position to right end and then run a 3-4. And then we'll have Jalen Carter down the middle and go like that. But I'm pretty sure Christian Wilkins plays right end in real life. We'll do that. We'll change the dropped his overall a little bit, but we'll change the scheme to 3-4 just to make it a bit better for us. Yeah, 3-4 under is what we're going to do right now. And I think we're going to be good off that. I think I'm going to go into the draft possibly looking for a cornerback and a QB in the first round. Possibly trading up into the top 3 for a QB as well. All right. We are trading the first of 2 trades. We're trading the 6th overall pick, our 6th round pick, and our 5th round pick next year. For the first overall pick, we're going to be making another trade for the number 2 overall pick, but this one's going to be a bit more realistic because it's going to take a lot more to get up there. I mean, of course, I'm going to try to finagle, you know, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, they're basically making me trade my 3rd and 4th, so I'm going to be doing that with the 1st round pick to trade to or move up to the 2nd overall pick in the draft. So now we have a prime chance to really boost our future right now. I will show you what I'm going to be doing, and it is the top 2 prospects, of course, in the draft class, Brian Bramble and Luke Pritchard. Luke Pritchard looks fantastic. He looks great. Elite throw power, elite strength. Skills looks solid as well. I mean, looks more than solid, really. Then we go to Brian Bramble, who is the other top prospect in this draft. He is a playmaker out of Texas. Has some good physicals. Skills, B spectacular catch, B catching, B deep route. It's always difficult to find a good wide receiver, but I think this is one of the better wide receivers that I've seen in any of these draft classes, if we're being quite honest here. And I'm going to take my chance. And I'm going to take my chance on him. We need to have a wide receiver for the future. Jalen Waddle needs some help. And I think that's exactly what we're going to do, because we have 2 first-round picks, well, the 2 top picks, and then a second-round pick to do with what we want to with that. All right, and at the 1 and 2 pick, we're going to be taking first the wide receiver, because I'm more scared about his overall right now, but I'm hoping that it's pretty good. Playmaker, 6'2", 214 out of Texas. And he is hidden development. He's hidden development. Let's go. Let's go. 93 acceleration, 95 change of direction, 90 speed, 92 agility. Woo! Brian Bramble could be the future of the Dolphins now. But now we get to pick our QB of the future, and that is going to be Luke Pritchard. We have focused on defense for all these years, and now we finally get the chance to get our QB. A deep accuracy, A medium accuracy, A short accuracy, A under pressure, 6'6", strong arm, 232 out of Baylor. Top 5, hidden development, 94 throw power, and very solid stats all around. I think he's going to be great for us, number 15. And with our next pick, we will be planning to take a defensive tackle. A finesse moves, B block shedding, B tackle, speed rusher out of USF, elite speed. Got to take a chance. Hidden development, 89 strength, 79 speed, 79 jumping, and 80 acceleration. Should be great addition to our team, with possibly Christian Wilkins retiring soon. Coleman's actually a higher on the depth chart than Pritchard, which I don't think we're going to have much longer. I think we're going to get some value out of Coleman, because he possibly is going to be on his way out in terms of contract. Bramble is a 78, so that's going to be good for us. Bowers is still a 97. Line still looks solid. Defense, Torrance could be good. He's a 73 overall, so uncertain future, but everything else looks solid. Everything else looks solid. I think we're going to be good for the season. I'm going to try to find a trade for our current QB1, but no longer. We'll see what we can get. Yeah, this is his last year on the contract. I have to get some value out of him. All right, we're trading him for a 2nd and 3rd round pick from the Browns. Just getting some value out of him. He wasn't necessarily getting a 1st round pick from anybody, so I'm not going to push for a 1st round pick. We're going to get some value out of it and keep it pushing. And our rookie is going to officially have the QB1 reps, and hopefully he ends up being pretty good for our team. And at the midseason mark, we are undefeated, 6-0. I was going to stop looking at the stats just to speed it up a little bit, but we're going to look at it just to see how the team is doing. 24th in offensive yards, so it's defense. Defense is doing the best. 7th in defensive. We won't go into the specifics. We'll just look at that at the end of the season. We'll see who has to be re-signed this season, and I think Christian Wilkins is one of them. So is Jalen Ramsey. Christian Wilkins wants a 2-year deal. Orlando Brown also wants a 2-year deal. This will be difficult. Timmy Finch is definitely somebody that I want to bring back. Pat Baldwin, of course, too. So I think I'm going to focus on these guys first, of course. 2-year deal for Timmy Finch. This offer's perfect. He wanted to come to the team regardless. And then now we're going to go for Pat Baldwin, who wants a 3-year deal. We'll give him a little bit more so it can entice him. This is exactly off that he was hoping for. So we keep our right outside linebacker. Brennan Trainer. I think I want to keep the line where it is right now. So Robert Hunt, 1-year deal, exactly offer that he wants. So we'll keep him for the time being until we figure out something else for the right guard position. We can't negotiate with our center yet, but it's looking solid right now. It's looking solid. Jalen Ramsey, I just might do it until the wheels fall off for him, to be honest with you. He's too good of a mentor for our team right now to just walk away. And Christian Wilkins, 2-year deal. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it until I find a right end. I'll trade him otherwise. But Orlando Brown, another man that I could possibly keep, will be down to 24.9. I'll keep him. I'll keep him. I'll keep him on the team. We keep everybody that's on the team right now. 25 mil left. I don't necessarily think I'm going to be too concerned about signing anybody in the offseason. I think we're pretty set at most positions. so anything more would just be overkill. But 6-0, we don't have to look at the mock drafts. We're doing pretty well. We can look at the lineups, see how the rookies are doing right now. And Pritchard and Bramble still haven't gotten their development traits. So we're going to have to wait on it still. Defense still looks good. Defense still looks good. Just have to keep playing the way that we're playing and hopefully finally make the playoffs in our 6th year. All right, and we finally make the playoffs, 12-5. Our division was very competitive, though, so we only made the wild card. We'll look at the stats now, see how everything went. And the offense was 23rd in the league. Wow, and 15th in defensive. Okay. 4,300 yards, 44 TDs, and 10 interceptions in his rookie year. Rushing, Dameon Pierce had 1,011 TDs. Receiving, Bramble. Oh, that's another Bramble. That's not even our rookie Bramble. But our Bramble right now has 1,100 TDs, or 1,100 yards and 8 TDs. Bowers has 905 TDs. Damn, did I re-sign him? Ooh, if I didn't, I might have to just to trade him. I'm not going to lie. Terrell Edmonds has the most tackles. Finch has 16 TFLs. Carter has 15. And Wilkins has 13. Phillips has 12 sacks. Finch has 9.5. And Wilkins has 7.5. Gardner Johnson has 4 interceptions. Baker has 3. And Holland has 3. So now we can get into our playoff game because we're facing the Pittsburgh Steelers. We can look and see if our rookies finally got their development traits. And they're both star. Oh, no. Pritchard star. Bramble still hasn't gotten it because I don't think he's gotten the reps to get it yet. So we'll have to see. We'll definitely have to see. Defense still looks good. So we'll get into the game. Hopefully able to push forward into the next round. All right, and we do start off with the ball and are not able to do anything on the first drive as the Steelers get the first touchdown of the day, and our offense is not showing up right now as they get a 10-point lead very quickly. We have a chance but are not able to do anything. 4th and 3, we get the ball back. We're in field goal range, and we take the field goal, making it only a touchdown lead for them. We got the ball back on a turnover but weren't able to do anything. The Steelers are going downfield but throw a pick to us. 1st and 10. 2nd and 14, but a penalty puts us at the 17-yard line with Caleb Farley getting us there. 4th and 7, we're going to take another field goal. We're only down by 4, though. We do have a chance still to come back into this game, and we got another field goal right before the half. And that's going to do it for this first half. We're going to get into the second half, and they do get ball first with the lead, a 1-point lead at that. And they turn the ball over to us. 3rd and 5, we convert on 3rd down. We're getting closer and closer, and we finally get our first touchdown of the day with Clifton Bramble. 15-10. The Steelers are trying to answer back in some way, and they do that. They tried to get a 2-point conversion, but it was unsuccessful. And here we are, down by 1 and are not able to do anything. With 5 minutes left, our defense shows up, and our offense just has to be able to do the same. We're in field goal range. We get a lot closer with the reception to Clifton Bramble, and we get to only a field goal. We're only up by 2 now with 3 minutes left. 18-16, and we only let them get the field goal. We're only down by 1. We could get into field goal range and win this game. And I guess we got a big reception because we're automatically at the 18. 2nd and 8, 3rd and 2, and we get the touchdown, possibly securing the game. We got the 2-point conversion too. That is a 7-point lead. There's no way. There's no way I'm letting them do this to us right now. No. No, it is not that difficult to be defending this right now. Come on. Come on. And that's it. That's game. Because what? They were really about to score on a ridiculous drive? No. No, I wasn't going to allow that. We moved to the divisional round, winning against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Is this Mike Tomlin's son? And now we have to face a division rival. The Buffalo Bills. They are also 12-5. They have Josh Allen. I think they still have the same team. We just have to be able to beat them. And the Bills start off with the ball this time, but our defense shows up early, but then we turn the ball over, and Joe Mixon is now on the Bills, and they immediately get a touchdown. We are not able to do anything against the Bills defense right now, and they did not score on their drive, trying to get a bigger lead, and we throw an interception of Christian Gonzalez, who was also on the Bills. 3rd and 10, 1st and 10. They're going to go downfield and get another one. 14-0. We need to do something. And we get a touchdown finally. Knocking it down to a 1-touchdown lead. And we get the pick. 3rd and 5. And we get knocked back on a 10-yard penalty. But we get... Oh, we almost get the first. And then we get the first with the reception by Clifton Bramble. And it's 14-14 with 50 seconds left in the second, and we let them go downfield, and they don't get the field goal, actually. We start off with the ball, though. 3rd and 10, 1st and goal, 2nd and goal, and we take our first lead, 21-14, and then Joe Mixon runs for it, tying up the game, 2nd and 5. We could get another touchdown right here, but we throw a pick. Why is it green now? By David Long Jr. 21-21, 3rd quarter, 1 minute left, and they're getting very close to a touchdown, and they don't end up getting it. They only get the field goal. We have a chance to take another lead right now with the touchdown, and we're gonna do just that with Dameon Pierce getting the touchdown. 28-24, 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. 4th and 18. We immediately get a 10-yard penalty on us, but 2nd and 11 with Brian Bramble. We get knocked back again because of a sack. 3rd and 19, 4th and 19. We punt it back to the Bills, but they are not able to do anything on their drive. And we could possibly... We turn the ball over. We turn the ball over to the Bills, but they are simply not able to do anything right now. Timmy Finch sacks Josh Allen as he was trying to get out into space, and we give them the dagger. 35-24. There's no way they're coming back into this, and that is going to do it. 35-32 is your final score, and your Miami Dolphins move on to the conference championship. All right, and in the AFC Conference Championship, we are facing the New England Patriots. They are 13-4. They have Nick Bosa. That's going to be a difficult matchup, but we have to be able to push for the Super Bowl right now. Hopefully getting our first one so we can speed this up a little bit, because I'm leaving this all in because we haven't gotten a Super Bowl yet. And the New England Patriots start off with the ball and are not able to do anything on the first drive, but we turn it over at the 47. They have Justin Herbert on their team too. I forgot about that. 2nd and 14, 3rd and 22. And we let them get a penalty all the way at the 1, and they get the touchdown, getting the first one of the day. 7-0. They get another one to 14-0. 2nd and 4, 1st and 10, 2nd and 3, and we get Dameon Pierce to rush for the touchdown. 14-7, 2nd and 10, 3rd and 3. And the Patriots are going to be able to only get a field goal, only getting a 10-point lead right now. We have a chance to come back into this game. 4th and 7, we knock it down to a touchdown lead in the crunch time of the 2nd quarter, and the Patriots get 2 big receptions to possibly get another one, but they only get a field goal on that drive. 3rd and 5, 4th and 5, and we punt it away. 20-10, and we do start off with the ball. We turn the ball over after a big rushing attempt. 4th and 5, 13-point lead for the Patriots right now. 3rd and 6, 4th and 11. We punt it again, and the Patriots are able to go downfield and get another field goal. Oh my gosh, we are not doing well right now. The Patriots are just killing us at this moment. Yeah, it's over. 40-10. They just keep getting turnovers, and that's gonna do it for this year. That's difficult. That's difficult to lose to the Patriots. If any team was a team that I didn't want to lose to, it was the New England Patriots, man. All right, and at the end of the 2027 season, Andre Weaver, who doesn't exist, is Coach of the Year. Luke Pritchard won Offensive Rookie of the Year. And the New England Patriots went on to lose to the 49ers. So now we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years in, and we have yet to win a Super Bowl with the Dolphins. We went ahead and signed Cam Smith. I think he's cornerback 4 right now, if I'm not mistaken. We have 51 mil. We could try to get Brennan Trainer right now back on the team for a 2-year deal. Excited to sign such a great offer. So now we're down to 43. I don't think I'm going to sign Bobby Perriman or Bramble. Unfortunately, both of them have to go. We already have the replacements. I should have traded them when I had the chance, but it's all right. It's all good. We don't really have a great draft pick, so I'm not going to go too deep into the mock draft. We're just going to go to free agency, see what we can do in free agency, and then draft the picks that we can. All right, and the 2 players I'm trying to go after right now, JT Tuimoloau to replace Christian Wilkins because he will be probably on his way out soon, and Gervin Dexter, superstar X-Factor defensive tackle that can keep developing. Want to have him on the team if possible, evaluating these. And neither of them decide to come to the team. Oh, that is an unsuccessful free agency right now. Hold on. I guess we don't really have much to do in this free agency. We can't really do much in terms of adding to the team and adding it with significance. We can't spend the money because then next year we're going to be screwed. Pritchard's up to a superstar. Defense still looks okay. Yeah, I think I'm just going to stick with this right now. Jalen Ramsey's back up to superstar. Javon Holland's up to superstar. So is TJ Gardner-Johnson. We'll go to the draft what we can, and move on to the regular season. We have the 30th overall pick because we did make it far into the playoffs. So we can only get such a significant player. And QB's not one that I'm planning to get. Possibly left tackle just because that seems like a position that could be weak soon. Free safety's not a concern for me right now. Center, maybe. I think left tackle is what I'm going to go with, though. I think that's what I'm going to go with. Tevin Bullard looks pretty solid. Power. Physicals are okay. Skills, pretty decent. I mean, it's a 30th overall pick. You're not going to expect him to be fantastic. And he is hidden development. 89 strength. 6'7" out of Ohio State. 69. Like that number. And soon after that one, we had an early second-round pick, possibly with the trade that we had for our young quarterback that we had previously. Left guard could be a scenario. I think we have ours signed for the future, though, so that's not really much of a concern. Defensive tackle would be more of a viable option for us. Cornerback also. Quincy Bradshaw looks pretty good as a power rusher. Has elite speed, too. I think I'm going to take him. Defensive tackle. A power moves. Normal development? What? Chris Arrington, a power back. Looks really good in terms of some of his stats. A carrying, A break tackle, A ball carrier vision, B stiff arm. It's worth a shot because we already have Dameon Pierce. I'm going to do it. Hidden development. There you go. 5'10" out of Nebraska. A power back. He could be very good behind Dameon Pierce and possibly the future of our team. We're going to try to get a left outside linebacker. He's more of a pass coverage, but he has elite speed, elite jumping, and elite change of direction. Has B pursuit, B play recognition, B tackle. I think he's going to be solid. Hidden development, 89 speed, 86 jumping, 88 acceleration, and 87 agility. I hope he's going to be good for us. And at the start of the season, at an 87 overall, Pritchard is still superstar. Arrington's a 74, lower than Ramsey. We'll go ahead and put him above him. Mario Williams, Bramble, and Jalen Waddle are your wide receiver core with Bauer as a superstar, who seems to be falling off a little bit. I don't know why. Defense still looks solid. You got the superstars in Finch, Ramsey, Holland, and CJ Gardner-Johnson. Baldwin has dropped from superstar. Terry was a 73 overall, so that's great for us. Torrance a 76, McMichael 79. We have some solid depth overall. In case anybody decides to leave, we have a backup for them. So we're going to simulate to the midseason mark. We're just going to take a quick look in the midseason and then go to the end of the season. We're not going to be looking at stats anymore. I don't think it's worth the time anymore. And at the midseason mark, we are 4-2. We'll just look at who we have to negotiate with overall, see if there's any important signings. Terrell Edmonds or Tremont Edmonds could be an important one. Jalen Ramsey, still solid. I want to get Christian Mahogany back just in case. Happy to sign with the organization. We keep our left guard. Jerome Baker, gotta go. Gotta go. I don't think I'm going to keep him much longer. Robert Hunt at right guard. Do we have another one? We don't. We keep screwing ourselves with that. I'm going to sign him. It's a tough sign for me. Cam Smith could be next with 28 years old. 1-year deal. I'm fine with doing these 1-year deals. I won't lie to you. I'm very fine with it at the moment. McMichael can't talk to right now in terms of negotiating. Bailey could be coming back. Jalen Ramsey, man. I'm going to have to wait. I'll wait on it. He still wants to come back regardless. He's going to probably still want to come back regardless when it comes to the end of the season. We want to keep our middle linebacker. Happy to sign with the organization, so we can keep him for right now. He's 92 overall. Jalen Ramsey's 33. We'll see how he looks in free agency in terms of being signed and see how the cornerbacks look in free agency. We're 4-2 right now. I don't think we really need to worry about mock drafts. We can look at these trade offers from other teams for McMichael. I don't think I'm going to be very convinced, though. Yeah, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy at all. I think we're good as of right now. We'll take a quick look at the roster to see if anybody's developing. We're up to an 88 overall as a team. Pritchard still a superstar. Everybody basically looks the same. Orlando Brown is down to an 82, so gotta be prepared for that. Baldwin, 83. Everybody still looks solid on the defensive side of things. So we will simulate to the end of the season, see how everything goes. I'm not going to look at the mock draft. We're 4-2. I don't think we have to worry much about the mock draft right now. Wow. And after having such a good start, we went 9-8 to finish off the season. I think that's right around 500 for the rest of the season. 10th in offensive yards and 24th in defensive. Pritchard, 4,700 yards, 37 TDs and 19 interceptions. I almost turned into a New Yorker. 1,300 yards and 10 TDs for Dameon Pierce. Receiving, Bowers had the most with 1,107 TDs. He's 5 years into his career. That's wild. Williams, 1,000 with 6, and Bramble with 974 and 8. Jalen Waddle is getting up there in age right now. He is getting up there in age. Defense, Tremont Edmonds had the most tackles. Finch had 17 TFLs. Wilkins had 12, and Phillips had 12. Wilkins had 15.5 sacks. Carter had 6 sacks, and Baldwin had 6 interceptions. Tremont Edmonds had 4. Baker had 3. Ramsey had 3, and Burke had 2. So we went from being possibly at the top of the division to being out of the playoffs with a 9-8 record. That's concerning. That's definitely concerning. Guess we're just going to have to go to the offseason, see if anybody won any awards, and see if we have to re-sign anybody. And in 2028, Bryce Young wins another Super Bowl for the Panthers, beating Lamar Jackson once again. And none of our players win any awards. So we're in year 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. We've officially finished year 7. We are in year 8 now. We haven't won a championship. We haven't even won a conference championship. So that's a bit concerning right now. We do have to worry about left tackle. We do have to worry about offensive tackle positions and see if we can find anything. Like I said, I think I'm going to wait on Jalen Ramsey to go into free agency, see if anybody ends up giving him as much as he's getting from us right now. Jeremy Ham, possibly just somebody that I keep behind the players that I have just in case I would like to play for a new team. Never mind. Won't be behind any of my players because he can go find another one that won't pay him as much as me. And McMichael. Yeah, sure. Player friendly, up to 29. I enjoyed playing for you, but he's going into free agency. Okay, well, fantastic. Fantastic. 1 year due? Perfect. We get our punter for another year. Don't got to worry about that. We're at 57 million, 56.6. Did anybody retire on our team? Because we jumped up a couple mil. Let's go ahead and see. Dolphins, no. No, nobody retired. So we will go to free agency, see if there's anything good, and if not, we're going to the draft. And the 3 players that I'm going after are 2 cornerbacks, Trevon Diggs and Jalen Ramsey, to come back to the team, and Amarius Mims, a left tackle. Orlando Brown is only getting worse right now. He could start over him, just take over and do what he has to do. So hopefully all of them accept, and all of them do accept, and they're all coming to the Dolphins. We're pushing for a Super Bowl. We are pushing for a Super Bowl this year, and that is without a doubt right now. We have about 11 mil left. There's really nothing much else for us to, that was a sentence, for us to do. I mean, we could possibly go with a right guard just so we can have it secured for the future. We're fighting with the Texans for it, so we'll see. We don't get them. So we'll worry about that in the next one. Spencer Buford, I think I'm okay. I'm not going to keep fighting for a right guard right now. But I think I saw that Wilkins is down to an 81 overall, which is concerning. Pritchard, 86. Bowers is back up to Superstar X Factor with 99 overall. But Wilkins is down to an 81 in normal development. Yep, that's concerning. That is definitely concerning. Our cornerback room looks solid. Possibly going to move this to a 4-3 just so we can have, I mean, if I can, it doesn't seem like they want me to. Oof, we're going to have to find another middle linebacker then. I thought I signed one. I didn't sign one. I think I'm going to still put it to a 4-3 regardless at the start of the season. But right now, this is how it's going. If I find a middle linebacker, then great. But yeah, right end might be a position that we prioritize in the draft. Could possibly just trade up for one. That's also a possibility. There's no point of just sitting around waiting for it, but we'll see. There's not really any pivotal right ends in this draft. I'm still going to draft one regardless, but there's not any that's worth me trading up, if that makes much sense. So we're going to be getting possibly a right end by DeMarcus Caldwell. That's one that I was looking at, but there was another one, but I think he got took. So got to take DeMarcus Caldwell the way that he is. He's a run stopper, elite strength. Set up yours to Roger Goodell because he didn't do the NFL Combine, but he did his college pro day. Skills, A tackle, B power moves, A play recognition. He's a run stopper, so his finesse moves isn't going to be crazy. We'll go ahead and see what he is. Normal development. That's why he set up yours to Roger Goodell, because he isn't any good. Wow. I think the next pick we're going to be taking is a middle linebacker. A run stopper middle linebacker. Again, here we go. A tackle, B pursuit, B block shedding out of Alabama. Looks pretty solid. Skills look great. I think he'll be fine for us. Hidden development, 87 speed, 85 acceleration. I just need somebody next to Tremont Edmonds because defensive tackle, it seems like the scheme fits a lot better for what we have right now. So moving around people doesn't seem like it's going to do us much good. All right, and at the start of the 2029 season, Pritchard is an 85 overall. Bowers is still up there in 99 range. Offensive line looks solid. Orlando Brown is going to be on his way out pretty soon. Hopefully, we do not have to spend any money on him. Cartwright is a 75 overall, so that's going to be great for us. Diggs, Ramsey, Devon Holland dropped to star again, so not great. Finch is also star, so also not fantastic. Special teams, Beach and Bailey. This looks like a Super Bowl roster. I want to win a Super Bowl so then we can kind of like jump and just do this in terms of just making it a little bit quicker. But we're going to get to the end of this, or to the midseason mark, see how the record is. And see who we have to re-sign. At the mid-season mark, we are 3-3. Let's go ahead and see what players are ready to negotiate. I'm sure. Ooh, that's a tough one. Jalen Waddle, Javon Holland, all getting older. Trevon Diggs. I think the one that I'm going to re-sign is Trevon Diggs. I don't think I'm going to be re-signing Jalen. I'm going to sign Timmy Finch first. Make sure that he comes back onto the team. 28. Get him to the 31 season. Or his age 31 season. When did we get Tua's brother? Wow, okay. Brennan Taylor or Brennan Trainer. I did the same thing again. CJ Gardner-Johnson wants another 3-year deal. That's a tough one. But this is a lot of players that are on their way out right now. I do want to keep our center. We don't currently have one, so that is my plan to keep him. Beach would be great to keep for another 3 years. That would be fantastic. 117 mil left. Trying to see if there's any other young players. Beverly could be a situation, but he seems to be regressing though, so maybe not. Robert Hunt, I already got his replacement. Orlando Brown, not really planning on doing that. CJ Gardner-Johnson until his age 34 season. I can do that until age 33. I'll do a 2-year deal. No longer term commitment, no deal. All right, we'll see how it goes in the offseason. Trevon Diggs, I do want to have him. Maybe we'll do another year. We'll do another year. This offer's perfect. Yeah, we'll keep him. 88 mil going into this. This is tough. This is tough. Medium. Okay, Javon Holland stays, and Jalen Waddle's possibly going to stay too. Damn, that's a hefty contract. 52.7 after this. Gonna keep him. I'm gonna keep him. 53 mil after all the signings. I'm pretty set on what we're doing. CJ Gardner-Johnson, I'm not 100% sure on bringing back in terms of this offseason. We can look for a strong safety. I don't quite know if there's any big ones in this one. Doesn't seem like it. There is a strong safety in the middle of the draft. There is one in the middle. Could be something good. There's another one at the 25th pick. It's possible. It's possible to find his replacement pretty soon after. Or maybe we just sign him for another year and hope for the best. But we'll look at the roster before we get to the end of the season. See if anybody went up. Doesn't seem like it. Everybody's still kind of the same. Wilkins keeps going down. Yeah, we have to deal with a lot this offseason, but we really have to try to make a push for the Super Bowl this year. 10-7 at the end of the season, and we are facing the Baltimore Ravens in the first round. Stats and awards: 15th in offensive yards and 31st in defensive. Pritchard, 4,700 yards, 38 TDs, and 10 interceptions. Dameon Pierce, 1,200 yards, 7 TDs. Receiving, Bowers once again has the most with 10 TDs and 1,200 yards. Jalen Waddle right behind him. And Bramble has 11 TDs as well. Tremont Edmonds with the most tackles. Finch has 17 TFLs. Carter had 14 and Wilkins had 13. Carter with 13 sacks. Phillips with 12 and Finch with 8.5. Tremont Edmonds with 4 interceptions. Burke with 4. Ramsey with 3 and Diggs with 2. Okay, so we have a chance to push for the Super Bowl right now. We made it into the playoffs. We have to face one of the more difficult opponents with the Baltimore Ravens, but I think we can come out and win this. Trevion Henderson is their running back, and he's a 99 overall. Hopefully we can stop him. And the Ravens do start off with the ball and are slowly going downfield to only get a field goal. 3-0 lead for them. We're trying to get a touchdown to start off the game, but we only tie it up 3-3. And the Ravens go downfield and finally get a touchdown, but miss the PAT. 3rd and 17, 4th and 17 at the 36, and we make the field goal to make it a 3-point game. 3rd and 1, 1st and 10. The Ravens are going downfield once again and look to get a touchdown, but we want to get one right back before the half. And we miss the PAT. It actually gets blocked. 16-12. But we do start off with the ball in the second half, but getting sacked for that much is not going to help. But a reception like that will. Crossing the 50, 2nd and 10, 2nd and 20 with the penalty. 3rd and 18, 4th and 18, and we have to punt it back to them. And the Ravens go downfield and get another touchdown. We had a hot streak for a second, and it doesn't seem like we're going to keep that going right now. it just doesn't look like it. It looks like we're going to get booted out the first round. 50 seconds left. We soften the blow a bit, but they run out the clock. And, man, we cannot win a Super Bowl right now. Wow. Well, it is a 20-year rebuild. I'm going to keep saying it, but I'm looking future. I'm looking future. Unfortunately, maybe Jalen Waddle's not going to get a Super Bowl. Some of the more recent ones are probably not going to get a Super Bowl, but we have Bowers, we have Pritchard, we have Bramble. We have a lot of solid O-line. We're just going to keep trying to build around that. All right, and then at the end of the 2029 season, none of our players win anything once again, but Anthony Richardson takes the Chargers to the Super Bowl and beats Bryce Young and the Panthers. Wow. Okay, I'm sort of thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm thinking about speeding this up a little bit. I'm only gonna stop for any big signings, any big moments like playoffs and whatever. I'm not gonna stop every mid-season now. We're gonna try to speed this up a little bit, see how everything goes overall, show you guys the signings, of course, but I think I want to speed it up just a little bit because this is getting it's dragging on a little bit. So we're gonna get it going and kind of fasten this up. We're not gonna, just one more thing before we start the fast forwarding in a way. We're not gonna be getting back CJ Gardner-Johnson. He already regressed to 84. I'm not gonna be signing that for 3 years. That's not something that I plan on doing. So I'm going to find another solution for that. We have 61 mil to go into free agency with. Hopefully we can find what we need. All right, we ended up getting Kyle Hamilton, Miles Hall, and Christian Beverly just to fill out the offensive line. We couldn't find a cornerback that wanted to come to the team, so we'll handle that in the draft, but we get our strong safety of the future once again. Just a quick update. We are re-signing Luke Pritchard for another 5 years. Possibly going to be re-signing Dameon Pierce. I'm not 100% sure. You know what? We'll keep Dameon Pierce. He's been doing fine for us. We're going to keep him on the team. And Christian Mahogany is somebody else that I would like to keep. So he's going to stay on the team as well. $64 million. Brian Bramble keeps going up. We're going to keep the two young players together. 5 years. Both going to be expiring the same year. Jalen Carter is now 29. He'll take that. $34 million left. Jalen Phillips, I don't plan on re-signing. Trayvon Diggs, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about him. I think I'm going to leave it at that. But, yeah, I'll get back to what we were doing. We're 6-1 right now, so we're doing fine. But we have to finish out the season, and hopefully we can finish it off correctly. And we actually did make the playoffs, 12-5. Very impressive. Very impressive by us. I think our signings definitely helped us out. I think it probably pushed them forward a little bit. Bowers is a 99 still. Pritchard's up to a 92. Everybody looks fine right now. Oh, one of our draftees that we had previously, Juan Smith, which I am probably not going to include, but I did draft him in this last draft. He was hidden development. Superstar. That's fantastic for us. Defense looks solid still. I think we could make a push. We could definitely make a push right now. I'm not going to get too much into the stats. I feel like it's not really worth it right now. We just have to win the wild card round and hopefully push for a championship. All right, and the Texans start off with the ball and want to start off hot, and they only get a field goal, but we're not able to get anything on our first drive, and they go downfield and get a touchdown, 10-0. And we get a pick and immediately get a touchdown with Brian Bramble, cutting down the lead to 3. We get the ball back. 2nd and 10, 3rd and 8. 3rd and 3 because of a penalty, and we're not able to convert because Luke Pritchard got sacked, and we had to punt it back to them. But we put them in a sticky situation, but they're able to get out of it, but are not able to get out of the next one. A minute left, 2nd and 18, 3rd and 26. Geez, 4th and 20. We punt it back to them, and they get a big reception before the end of the half. With 18 seconds left, we get the ball first in the second half. We're pushing it downfield, 4th and inches, 17-10. We're up by a touchdown. They immediately get some points up on the board, but it's only a field goal. 3rd and 2. We do get the first down. 2nd and inches. We are trying to get a touchdown, and that's exactly what we do. We cut it down to field goal, and they get a touchdown right away. Not good for us, and we are not able to convert on 4th down. 3 minutes left. Oh, man. This is concerning. This is definitely concerning. I think we're about to be in our 10th year, and we have yet to win a Super Bowl. We get beat by the Texans by 13. I think we're getting close to the Super Bowl team. Cornerbacks just have to be a little bit more solid. Trayvon Diggs can only do so much, and Burke is a solid cornerback for us as a home cornerback. So it's going to be good for right now. Luke Pritchard and our wide receiver are both locked down for the foreseeable future. So is the offensive line. So I think we just need to focus on the cornerbacks and the defense. All right, so we get a new defensive end for 2 years with Greg Rousseau, and AJ Terrell is going to be our new cornerback, and Quentin Belton is our new right outside linebacker for the time being. I don't really have much of a choice right now, just because there's not much else going on in terms of the right outside linebacker position. I tried to get Trevon Diggs back, but he didn't want to come back, so kind of screwed me there. But we're going to try to look for something in the draft, and if I don't get anything too pivotal, I'll just see y'all when I see y'all. First round pick that I got, hidden development, Eric Ware, cornerback, man-to-man out of Tennessee. Looks pretty solid on the stats. Told y'all how I need some more cornerbacks, and that's where I'm drafting right now. And hopefully he ends up being good. Oh, wow. And the year before our official end of our 10th season, I think, we went 13-4, so we get a bye in the first round. We did have some situations in terms of re-signing players that we're not going to be able to do. Meaning Burke is probably on the move. Meaning that Burke right there. Ware is a superstar, actually. I did not see that. I have not looked at the rosters. And everything is really set for a Super Bowl. I'm hoping that we can make a push this year, because after this year, I'm not sure if most of these players are going to be back. So we're going to simulate to the divisional round and hopefully be able to make a push. We're facing the Las Vegas Raiders with Josh Jacobs on their team regressing. 10-7. I think we can beat an aging Raiders team. I think we can. All right, and the Raiders do start off with the ball and start off hot. They only get a field goal, though, and we have to punt it back to them. Our offense is not showing up, but our defense is. 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5. We convert on 3rd down. We get a 10-yard penalty, but then we proceed to get a touchdown that was invisible. 7-3. We're pushing for another one. We only get a field goal. They put us in a sticky situation that we weren't able to get out of. 10-3 still. Almost the end of the first half, and we are almost to a touchdown. 2nd and goal, and we get the touchdown before the half. 30 seconds left, and they're not able to make any big plays. 17-3, and that's how it's going to start the second half. But we start off with the second half not being able to do anything against the Raiders defense. But our defenses are going back and forth right now as we push for another touchdown, and that's going to do it. That has to do it. 24-3, the Raiders simply cannot do anything against this Dolphins defense, and they get absolutely blown out in Hard Rock Stadium, 41-3. We are starting our tear right now in year 10 of the rebuild. And now we are facing the New England Patriots once again, but they are a bit older. They're 11-6. We can definitely win this and move on to the Super Bowl. We just need one more win. And the Patriots do start off with the ball, and our defense stops them, but then their defense stops us too. But they get a punt return touchdown. Wow. 7-0. Our offense needs to wake up, and they do. Tie game. And the Patriots go downfield and only get a field goal. We're trying to get a touchdown to get the first lead of the game, 14-10, but they go downfield and get another touchdown. 17-14. We do start off with the ball in the second half. It would have been nice to get a touchdown before, though. 3rd and 8, but Bramble gets us the touchdown, 21-17. Another chance to take a big lead, but we take another field goal to make it a touchdown lead. 24-17. 4th and 6. 3rd and 7. 4th and 7. Start of the 4th quarter. The Patriots are trying to get another touchdown, and they tie up the game. Our defense has to be able to show up because our offense is slowing down a bit. 4th and 1. All right, this is our chance. This is our chance right here. 1st and 10. 2nd and 4. 1st and 10 again. We're in field goal range. All we have to do is maintain the ball. That is all we have to do. 2nd and 13. 3rd and 5. 4th and 1. We'll take the field goal. 27-24. Nope, I'm not allowing them. I'm not allowing them to choke this right now. There's no way. Absolutely no way. Absolutely no way. There's no timeouts. They have none. They have none. There's none. They have no timeouts. 36-yard line. That's it. That's it. We're moving on to the Super Bowl for the first time in this rebuild. Jeez, finally. Oh my gosh, it almost took 10 years. And the 13-4 Miami Dolphins are going to be facing Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young has been on a tear. He has been on a tear in the NFC. We have to stop him just like the Chiefs have. And we do start off with the ball, but get 3 and outed on the first drive, and they go downfield and get the first touchdown of the day, but we want to answer back, and we do that. We tie up the game. It's not going to mean much whenever we're not able to get a touchdown, but Dameon Pierce gets the long rush for the touchdown, getting the 4-point lead, but the Panthers throw a pick. Bryce Young throwing a pick to the Dolphins defense, and we get another touchdown, 21-10. They're trying to go downfield and get something going, and Tyler Bass makes a 56-yard field goal. That is a silencer right there. 3rd quarter, the Panthers have the ball. They're going downfield, but get stopped. Dameon Pierce with another big rush. 28-13. They turn the ball over, and we get another touchdown. 35-13. Could that be it off of that? They've lost all their momentum. 42-13. Your Miami Dolphins are going to win their first Super Bowl in this 20-year rebuild. 49-20. That's going to do it. That's going to have to do it. 49-27. Almost nobody from the original team is on the team now, but man, we finally win a Super Bowl. Jalen Waddle was still on the team. Javon Holland was still on the team. It was a tough road. It was a tough road. I'm talking like this is the end of the rebuild, but it's not. We still have 10 more years. But I'm trying to enjoy this moment because the next 10 years is going to be difficult to win another one with the re-signings that I have to do. Oh, Bowers. Bowers was a pivotal draft, because if we didn't get him in that first draft, we would have really been in the dirt right now. We definitely would have been in the dirt right now. But the Miami Dolphins win their first Super Bowl. Pritchard holding the trophy. You got Bowers in the back and Champagne Chico looking out. All right, time to try to get another one. All right, end of the 2031 season, our 10th season. Luke Pritchard actually won NFL MVP and Super Bowl MVP, surprisingly enough. I think we've officially done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 seasons officially. We're about to hit the 2032 mark, which is officially 10 from the date, maybe? I'm not sure. But we've done 10 full seasons. I know that for a fact. But the Miami Dolphins finally won another Super Bowl after the 72 Super Bowl that they won. Man, that was a difficult one. That was a difficult one. Now we have to re-sign some players. I'll keep you here for a second as we look at the re-signings because I don't think there's going to be much of a free agency. It's going to be difficult to get anybody in free agency with the way that our roster is set up right now. Mario Williams is somebody that I want to keep. He didn't really want to do this contract, but I'm not trying to give that. This offer's perfect. Perfect. Okay, I was holding my breath. Tremont Edmonds has dropped to a 79. Denzel Burke has dropped to an 83. Never mind. We might actually have some cap space to get another cornerback because we probably should have traded all of these guys, man. We need to keep Kevin Terry. We do need to keep Kevin Terry. Oh. Can you accept this? I'm going to bump these up a little bit. Can you accept this? Happy to sign with the organization. We need to keep him for right now. We literally have no more cap space now. We're stuck with the cornerbacks that we have. I'm comfortable with it. I think I'm comfortable with it. If anything, I draft another cornerback and just keep developing my cornerbacks. But we're building for the future. We've won the Super Bowl. We broke through that barrier. Now we just have to get more young pieces for the future. Wow. And with the last pick in the first round, we're going to be looking for a possible cornerback just because our cornerback room is getting a little light. Maybe middle linebacker if possible. Not 100% sure, though. Not 100% sure because there's not a lot of good ones. We're going to probably be screwed for this season with the middle linebacker position. I won't lie. I will not lie to you. We could probably move to a different formation to make it easier on ourselves. But that then means that we possibly need another defensive tackle. And I don't think we have a backup anymore with the free agency that we just had because I didn't re-sign one of our defensive tackles. Wow, a lot of superstar X factors. Yeah, we do not have a second defensive tackle. Possibly gonna draft one maybe if I can, but I'll see what I find, and if it's not anything crazy, you won't know. If it is, then you will. Gonna go with Emmett Parrish, speed rusher. Physicals look solid, skills look great. Gonna get him. Normal development. I just need another defensive tackle for right now. I won't lie. That was just to be able to make sure that I have a second one so I can run a 4-3. All right, well, we did make the playoffs, so we can take a quick look at the roster. Pritchard's a 99, Bramble's a 96, Waddle's down to an 87. Huh. Definitely have to move on from Waddle at some point. Is this his last year on his contract? Maybe it's the next year. Because, boy, I'm not trying to pay whatever he has. Ooh, we still have another year. Ooh, I'm going to have to trade him this offseason. Bowers has a contract up. I tried to re-sign him, but it wasn't really successful at that moment. But I'm planning for it to be successful this offseason. Team looks solid still. AJ Terrell's up for a contract. I'm not planning to re-sign him. So we are facing the Jets in the wild card round. We'll go ahead and just simulate this. We're not going to do the whole announcing thing up until the conference championship if possible. So we'll simulate a week, see if we end up beating the New York Jets, and we do not. We lose by 8 against the New York Jets. That is very disappointing. Very disappointing for what could have been for this team right now, but we're going to move to the offseason, see if anybody won any awards, and if not, we have to see what we're going to do. Brian Bramble won Offensive Player of the Year. The Jets went on to win the Super Bowl, so at least there's that we did not just lose to a wannabe team. But Brian Bramble wins Offensive Player of the Year, so that's going to boost his overall even more. I'm glad we just re-signed him to another 5-year deal, so we don't have to worry about that. Brock Bowers is being a bit stubborn right now, and I'm going to need him to join the team. This offer's perfect. Let's go. Let's go. We keep Brock Bowers. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted for right now. Right guard we have. I think I already signed my left guard back. I'm not going to be re-signing Miles Hall. Jalen Carter is already regressing to 24 mil. Do we have a right end? We don't. We don't. How much does that take off my cap? Like 6 mil? Oh, middle linebacker. We don't have a middle linebacker. I need to keep it. That's a good offer. 18.5. All right, so I think we're pretty set on this right now. This would be solid to get our right tackle back. But would be down to 11.6. I think I'm going to wait that out, see if there's anything in free agency. Need a defensive tackle. We'll go ahead and try to get our kicker back. Offer's perfect, so we get our kicker back. 14 mil. Yeah, we're going to have to see what we can do in terms of defensive tackle, right tackle, and right end to possibly bring the right end back in free agency, but we'll see. Oh, damn. I didn't even realize Damian Pierce retired. And now Pritchard's regressing. Oh, no. Oh, no. Bramble, 96 still. Bowers still 99. Ooh, it's going to be a tough couple years now. Pretty tough year. Most of our old players are going to be on their way out. I'm not planning to re-sign anybody except for Juan Smith back to 2 years. He's a superstar right guard. Can't let that go. Javon Holland could be on his way out. Kicker possibly could come back too on a 1-year deal. Everybody else, though, is getting older. We have to start basically a new rebuild at this point, just starting from the ground up, because there's really nothing else for us to do right now. We need a new running back. We need a new everything, really. So we're going to keep that cap going into free agency. Maybe we make the playoffs. If we don't, then we just go straight into free agency and try to fix what we need, really. And about 2 years removed from winning our first Super Bowl in about 40 years, 50 years maybe, we're already going to be looking towards the future. Possibly a left tackle. We're in the top 10 picks. We went 7-10. Not the best season, but a lot of our players were just getting older. They're just getting older, and it's not worth re-signing them and keep on delaying the future, basically, or the rebuild at that. There's really nobody to negotiate with at this point. Timmy Finch, unfortunately, is going to have to go. He had a great stint with us. Ryan Stonehouse, Pat Baldwin, Stephen Oden. Maybe Stephen Oden can stay just because young cornerback. It's hard to just sign a whole new room of cornerbacks, but we definitely have to get a halfback. We definitely have to do a bunch of things to our team right now. We'll take a look at it before. This is probably going to be the more in-depth free agency for another couple of years, but Pritchard is still our starting quarterback. Bowers and Bramble still our top 3 on the offensive side. We really need a halfback. Roseman, it completely went over my head that Dameon Pierce retired. I didn't even see that. Dylan is our wide receiver 3. Probably a reason why we're not doing that well, because we don't have a wide receiver 3. Hamilton is down to a 78. Our free safety is going to be gone. Baldwin is down to a 76. Our whole defense is going to be in shambles after this year, unfortunately. But also fortunately, because we can start a whole new rebuild. It's basically bringing some new energy to the team, and yet you still have some veterans like Pritchard, Bramble, and Bowers to lead the way, really. Bowers, I think, is like 31. Yeah, he's 11 years into the league, but he's still a 99 overall. So he's going to be still solid for a bit. Our line's going to be solid for a while. I think we just have to make the right picks. Make the right picks in terms of filling out the defense and also signing the right players in free agency. I tried to sign a superstar X Factor free safety. It wasn't the greatest decision in terms of trying to sign him, but it wasn't a bad one. He is 31, so he could regress pretty soon, but it would have been nice to have him. It definitely would have been nice to have him. Left guard, I don't think we're going to need. Christian is still good for us right now. Strong safety, not really much of a need. We could really just ride the wave with what we have right now and just try to draft as best as possible and just build it from the ground up right now. But not much of signings and free agencies. We just filled out maybe 1 or 2 positions that we needed, not too important of players. So we're going to get into the draft and hopefully find some killer players. Go ahead and skip forward to our pick. I'm not too concerned about how it's going to fall. I'm planning to draft what they have me drafting. Hopefully he's still here, and he's not. He is not here. That is so great. That is so great. There was a killer left tackle that was here, just waiting. Not like waiting, but they had me taking him in a mock draft. That would have been great for us to get, man. Cornerback could help us, though. I think that's what I'm going to go with. Man-to-man. Good physicals. Frank Watkins. I'm just going to get him. Normal development. Fuck me, man. Just not a good draft. It hasn't been a good draft. It's not worth talking about too much. We're just going to move on to the next year. Hopefully be kind of at the bottom so we can have a top pick for possibly a halfback. But we're about 13 years into the rebuild now. We've won 1 Super Bowl. We have some great corner pieces right now that could really help us out if we just get the right pieces soon. Think some big players to bring back right now. Christian Mahogany, bringing back for another year. Need him to come back at left guard. Left tackle could be secured with this 1-year deal. I'll do it. I'll do it for right now. I'm not too confident in our O-line right now. Eric Ware, bringing us down to 91 mil, but it's okay because he's going to be our CB1 of the future. Right tackle Marcus Samuels doesn't look like he's going to be with us much longer. Greg Russo would be great, but it would bring us down significantly. 34 years old. Maybe I trade him for a first-round pick. Maybe I trade a couple of these players for a first-round pick just because we can get some draft capital out of it. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to trade Greg Russo, Marcus Samuels, and Kyle Hamilton. Or maybe just Kyle Hamilton and Greg Russo because we're 4-2 right now. So we could trade up into the top of the draft and possibly get a big prospect, but it just depends. All right, we traded Greg Russo and Kyle Hamilton for a first-round pick from the Bills. Sure, it's lopsided. I'm not going to be too concerned about the specifics right now. We could have probably got a second-round pick out of that, but then we would have had to give up one of our picks. It would be a lot of back and forth. A mock draft, though, we're going to see what type of prospects there are. QBs, I was kind of hoping for a halfback in this one in terms of a top halfback. Maybe we find one in free agency. It doesn't seem like there's a lot, though. So, okay. So we're going to have the Bills' first-round pick. We have our first-round pick and our second-round pick. George Beach, I'll keep for another year just to keep him. 86 mil, Marcus Samuels. Everybody else I can just kind of let walk. I'm not going to do too much about it. I'll just simulate to the end of the season. We'll look at the stats at the end of the season in terms of the career stats on our bigger players, just because we haven't really gotten to take a look at it because we've just been simming through. But we'll sim to the playoffs, see if we make it, and if not, we'll look at the stats. Wow, and we did make the playoffs. It seems like our players in terms of the QB, wow, they are popping off right now. We'll take a look at their individual stats. I'm not going to go through the whole team stats because it's not really worth it. Career stats, he's had a consistent 5,000 yards the past 4 seasons. Wow, 42, 48. I think this was the year, 2031 was the one that he won the MVP, if I'm not mistaken. Career stats, yeah. So he's progressively gotten better over time. This year it seems like he was the best that he's ever been. Bowers is still a 99 overall. Bramble seems like he's going to be right up there with him. Yeah, 1,600 yards and 16 TDs is absolutely insane. That is so crazy. Bowers, let's see what he looks like right now because it seems like this whole trio on the offensive side is insane. 1,100 yards and 5 TDs. For a tight end, that's impressive. It's not Travis Kelce numbers, but it's impressive. Defense, it seems like the offense is really carrying us right now because we have no safeties. We have no outside linebacker. We don't have a left end. Like, this was specifically, we were planning to tank this year, and we proceeded to not do so. So Baldwin was the defensive tackle that I signed in the offseason, if you're wondering who this is. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to simulate the game. I'm not going to be commentating throughout. We'll just simulate the game. 11-6 facing the Bengals. Simulating to the divisional round. And we lose by 3 points. So not even by a lot. So this trio on the offensive side is impressive. It's very impressive. We can definitely do something with it. And Brian Bramble wins another Offensive Player of the Year, so that's very good for us. And Luke Pritchard won NFL MVP, so they definitely carried the team to that 11-6 record. Hopefully, we'll be able to re-sign them next year. I think their contract is up next year. The more free agencies pass, the more it just keeps getting older and older in terms of the players, and it's almost concerning because where are all the young prospects? because I keep trying to look for them. I mean, here's a cornerback that I'll probably get, but he's still not that young for a cornerback. I mean, it's just, it's difficult. It's definitely difficult right now. I mean, here's another one. We can get a right outside linebacker right now, but just like halfback, I haven't been able to find it all. We have this guy who we're not even in the hunt for, but we're at the top of the leaderboard for, which makes no sense. We'll do the right outside linebacker one. Andrew Thomas wants an insane contract for just 1 year. I mean, it's insane. It's insane right now. I just have to keep this money, like, because then it's going to come up with the year that it's going to be a bunch of young prospects. That's why I haven't done anything. That's why I haven't done anything for these free agencies. There's been no point of me doing so. So it's difficult. It's difficult to do it because I'm not going to be overpaying these veterans for us to not even have a chance in the playoffs. And then we're trying to develop our players. Like, it doesn't make any logical sense right now. Yeah, it's not even worth it. We're going to try to get this right outside linebacker. He's going to end up coming to the team for 4 years, so he's going to be good for us for a while. We get a right outside linebacker for the future, 83 overall superstar. Could be very good, but I feel like we have a pretty big free agency coming next year. On top of our own players, there's probably going to be some other players in the free agency. So we're going to go into the draft, hopefully able to find some players, but if not, I'll see you in the next season. We have the 8th pick from the Bills, so we could definitely get something good at the 8th pick. Jamar McKinney goes right before us. QB has dropped out of the top 5. I don't plan on drafting a QB. I don't. Right tackle could be one because our right tackle is pretty weak right now in terms of longevity. And I think that's what I'm going to go with right now, to be quite honest. But I think Keenan Burton looks a lot better than Jason Adams up here. Keenan Burton really is just a pass block that it seems like he possibly can't be that great, but his pass block finesse is decent. Jason Adams, he already has C pass block. Ooh, but he has a little bit more. What is he, agile? He's agile. Oh, I'm going to go with Jason Adams. Hidden development, 86 strength, 84 acceleration. Yeah, I feel like if I would have taken the other guy, it would have been normal development, and I would have been pissed. All right, and we're already at our next pick, the 24th overall pick. The right tackle is still here, so I guess I dodged a bullet there. Right end would be ideal. Wide receiver, left end. He's a power rusher, so block shed and finesse is already voided in terms of being relevant. I think I'm gonna do Joey Ross. Power moves are A, tackles A awareness. Yeah, Joey Ross. Damn, bro. Damn. Not much of a difference from last year. Adams is only a 74, but not much of a difference from last year. Halfback is still a weak position. Adams is our new signee. Ross is a 76. Wheatley, 77. Ware's down to a star. Not a very good draft. I don't think I'll be showing much of it. It just wasn't good. Our first pick was fine, but then after that, it was just downhill. So we're going to be going into this season. We'll see how the 3 pillars end up doing this season, but I think we're just going to try to tank as much as possible and get a high pick. We got 200 mil. Yeah, this is the year that Brian Bramble and all of them are going to be basically trying to look for new contracts. We're going to give them some big contracts right now. We'll do a 5-year deal. Actually, we'll do this and then 5. It's exactly the offer that he was looking for. So we have him locked for another 5. We're going to have Luke Pritchard for another 5. Plan on having him back. Takes a lot of cap away, but we were kind of expecting that regardless. Juan Smith is going to be back for another 2 years. Center also for 1 year. We don't need right tackle anymore. Cartwright would be great for 4 years. Length is bringing this way down. That's fine by me. AJ Baldwin would be great to bring back. No longer term commitment. He doesn't want it. So Um, Amarius Mims. I don't want to have to worry about tackle in this draft, to be quite honest with you. I want to get talent positions as much as possible, and having those players isn't really going to help. Christian Mahogany, we don't have a left guard. I really, really don't want to have to worry about it. So 78 mil left. Mario Williams keeps going down. Emmett Parrish I can't negotiate with right now. But I think Emmett Parrish would be the last one that I would want to negotiate with. We're 1-6, so we're doing pretty good in terms of tanking. I would love a halfback. There we go. There we go. Marco Hardesty. Looks like he's going to be pretty good. Physicals could be very good. A break tackle, a ball carrier vision. Is he elusive? He is 6 foot. I would love to get him. I would love to get a new halfback right now. Kind of develop with our 3 pillars and just help them out on the offensive side, and then we worry about the defense either in free agency or in the draft. But our defense is our weakest part of the team right now. But we're going to simulate to the end of the season, hopefully tanking completely. For some reason, we ended off the season fine. Oh boy. I'm assuming that our quarterbacks, or our quarterback, our wide receiver, and our tight end have been performing the same. So probably another 5,000 yard season. I don't know why we ended up going 7-10. We needed to go worse, and now I have to trade up into the top 5. All right, so after re-signing most of the more impactful players on our team, we have 105 mil in cap. Mock draft right now, the halfback has dropped to the 8th spot. We still need to trade up regardless. We're at the 9th spot right now. I would like to get at least, I would say, like the 5th overall pick, to be honest with you. I just want to secure the fact of getting him, so I don't see like a possible occasion that he just doesn't. We're going to make sure that nobody retired because our cap did jump a bit. Oh. Christian Mahogany, Amarius Mims, and Mario Williams all retired. I mean, Mario Williams I wasn't going to re-sign, but I already re-signed the other 2. And now I have no left guard and no left tackle. Not good. Not good, but I'm still not planning to draft him in the draft. Defense. Free safety. Right end. Free safety, right end, left guard, left tackle are the positions in free agency that I'm going to be looking for. And then halfback is going to be a priority in the draft. So I'm going to trade up right now, or when I can, and get that over with. Let's see if we're able to get anything in free agency. Oh, and perfect timing because Kendrick Fields, a right end, is available right now. Could sign him for 4 years, and that's what we're going to end up doing. He's out of Miami, so hopefully he ends up coming to us. We're fighting the Raiders for him. Left tackle, Joe Alt from Notre Dame. Why did the guy from that draft class just have everything wrong? Everything wrong in every way possible. I would like to get this right guard just because we can move him to left guard. I'm going to get Joe Alt for a year. I really, like I said, I don't want to have to worry about this. I don't want to have to worry about the left tackle, left guard, whatever. And getting those guys is going to make my life a lot easier. Taylor Moss. It's tempting. It's very tempting. But I'm not going to get him. I'm not going to get him. Stephen Monroe. Somebody else that I'm going to be getting. Oh, wait. I'm going to get Corey Peralta instead of Joe Alt, actually. Have a more long-term. Really not have to worry about the left tackle position. Basically around the same overall. That's going to be perfect for us. Josh Allen is all the way down to an 87, but he's playing at the age of 40. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. Yeah, I'm not going to be getting any halfbacks. I can't let myself get any halfbacks in this one. I don't think there's any free safeties in this. Not really worth it. I mean, I can try to get Flemings just to have one that can possibly develop with our team. We're fighting a lot of different teams for it, though. But top 100, Fields, Moore, Monroe, Peralta, and Flemings. Some of them we're competing for. Let's go ahead and see if we end up getting them. We get 4. We get 4, and the only one that we haven't gotten is a strong safety, who really we don't necessarily need, but we're not in the hump for anymore, so we're not going to end up getting him. We get the other 4, which is fantastic for me. Fields is going to be great at right end for right now. I can get a halfback in this draft comfortably and not have to stress about right end. We get a left tackle, a right guard that we're going to move to left guard. Very solid free agency. We still have a lot of money for future free agencies. We're not going to spend it all right now. Am I tripping? Did we need a strong safety? No. No, we didn't. So we're going to be fine for right now on the defensive side of things. Offense, halfback. A halfback would be great. We're going to trade. Actually, I might try to get another wide receiver if possible, if it's worth it. But if not, you'll just see me in the draft with the top 5 pick. All right, Julius gets to put alongside Bramble, and we won't have to worry about the wide receiver position for a minute. And we're going to trade for a top 5 pick and not have to worry about it. All right, moving up to the 4th pick with a 6th and a 7th, and our 1st round pick, of course. And yeah, we're going to be getting our halfback of the future right now. We'll go ahead and go pick by pick just to make it a little bit easier. QB, right end, and Johnston out of Alabama. Don't know who that is, but it's an auto-generated player. And we're going to be getting this halfback. He's down here, but his value is up at the top of the leaderboard. Elite almost across the entire board. Skills, a break tackle, a ball carrier vision. He has a lot of potential for everything else. He is an elusive back. Marco Hardesty. Hidden development, 98 speed, 96 jumping, 93 change of direction, 95 acceleration, 89 agility is going to help us tremendously for our future right now. We are going to be taking a strong safety here, Al Duval. A run support, Penn State, alumni. Physicals look solid, skills look solid. Need a strong safety on our team right now. Normal development, damn. Holy crap, I was not expecting to come into this. Hardesty is an 87 overall rookie. What? I mean, we could go to the Super Bowl this year. I am blown away right now. Absolutely blown away right now. This is insane. I'm taken back. Out of Georgia. 99 juke move. 99 stamina. Oh man, we could make a push. We could definitely make a push. I mean, our wide receiver core isn't horrible. I mean, it's Bowers and Bramble and then whoever else. It's like whoever offense at that point. But Hardesty, 87 overall. Running back. Rookie running back. I have and I've drafted, who was it? Artie Boone is what was his name in the what was it? He was supposed to be drafted to the Falcons. I got him on a team. I think it was the Giants. No, it wasn't the Giants. It was another rebuild. An insane running back, but he started out as an 82 and got to like 95 by the playoffs. But he's already an 87 fresh off the draft. I'm in the preseason. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. Now, we're only 3-3, but I'm assuming this guy has already gotten his reps. He's an 88, though. He hasn't fully developed, so we're not going to look at it yet. We'll look at who is ready to negotiate right now. 38 mil in cap. We don't need much of these players, to be honest with you. Emmett Parrish, maybe? Maybe. All right, he takes that, so it's fine. 33 mil. I think we're solid on this. Not much of anything going on for us this free agency. We're going to simulate to the end of the season. Why do we have a breakout QB when he's already a superstar X Factor? And we made a big turnaround going 12-5. I do want to see what this halfback looks like. I am very interested right now. He is a 94 overall superstar X Factor. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. Once again, oh, Moulton is a superstar X Factor. I shouldn't have re-signed Parrish because then Moulton would be starting. Oh, man. Duval was only a 72. Damn. But our offense, man, absolutely unbeatable. We could go for another Super Bowl. We could definitely go for another Super Bowl. We're going to simulate the first one. I'm not going to commentate yet. I'm not going to commentate yet because my throat is dry. Ooh. Cincinnati Bengals. I think I'm going to commentate on this one. I don't think they have Joe Burrow anymore, but it's still a Cincinnati Bengals. All right, and one of the last ones that I'll probably be commentating, the Cincinnati Bengals start off with the ball, but turn it over. It is very back and forth on the defensive side, but the Bengals end up the first ones with the touchdown. But we tie up the game. They have to punt it back to us. They get a turnover and get the touchdown immediately. We tie up the game once again, 14-14. They end up only getting a field goal. We had 30 seconds left on the clock to do something with it. 3rd and 14. We get to the 22 at the 14-second mark. We throw away the ball and we take the field goal to tie it up. But we start off with the ball in the second half. We go into it and we get the first touchdown. The Bengals have to punt it back to us, but we punt it right back to them, allowing them to go downfield and tie up the game. We end up converting, 3rd and 3, converting again. We're getting to a touchdown, 31-24, 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. A big stop by us. Trevor Lawrence is on the Cincinnati Bengals. Wow. 2nd and 6, 3rd and 3. We are chewing this clock and we are beating the Cincinnati Bengals and Trevor Lawrence with this insane offense that we have. Now we're going to be facing the Jacksonville Jaguars, who no longer have Trevor Lawrence, now that we know, in the conference championship. They were 10-7. They have a halfback of their own, but not to the level that we have them. And the Jaguars do start off with the ball and end up going downfield and getting the first touchdown of the day. We try to answer right back, but we only get a field goal. They end up getting another touchdown. We're trying to get a touchdown to lessen the lead for them. 14-10. They get into their scoring range, but we knock them back twice for them to only get the field goal. 17-10. We get a big reception, but miss the PAT. I don't think it's going to matter much because we are going downfield. We do start off with the ball, but we don't start off the same way that we ended the first half. And then we end up going downfield and getting a touchdown and the 2-point conversion with Brian Bramble getting it as a reception. They end up punting it to us. It's a back and forth defensive game right now. They get a pick and get the touchdown, but then we get a big rush by our superstar X Factor rookie, 31-24. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. 1st and 10 for the Jaguars because we missed a 63-yard field goal. For some reason, we went for the field goal, and we just allowed them to tie up the game. 1:40 left, 4th and 10. We punt it back to them, a 3-and-out for them. 1:11 left, 3rd and 3. 1st and 10. 1st and 10 again at the 48. 35, pass thrown away. 39-yard line with 30 seconds left. Now we're trying to run the ball so we can get some good field position. And we don't get the field goal. They didn't even go for it. The Jaguars start off with the ball, are not able to do anything. We just need to get a touchdown to end this game right here, right now. 3rd and 5. And we win the game. Was that a big reception at the end? I didn't even see anything happen. It must have been Bramble or whatever his name is, Brian. Pritchard, man. Pritchard has been the QB for us right now. He has been absolutely insane. And we are facing Caleb Williams and the New York Giants, the QB that could have been ours for the future. And now he has been on the Giants for the past, 15 years at this point? Insane. Absolutely insane, but we have to beat them. We need one more Super Bowl, and then I won't be commentating anymore up until we do make the Super Bowl again. But all the playoff games I won't be commentating. I'll just be simulating through. And we do start off with the ball in the Super Bowl, and we're going fast down the field and only get a field goal. They end up going downfield and getting a field goal as well. We end up punting it back to them. They're getting some big receptions, but they throw a pick. We only get a field goal again. Those 2 big receptions by us got me hyped. 2nd and 6, 1st and 10, 3rd and 12, 4th and 12. They get another field goal. It's a back and forth field goal game right now. The defenses are showing up, but we finally get the first touchdown. 13 to 6, 4th and 1. They're going to have to punt it to us, but we throw a pick for a touchdown. Come on, Pritchard. 3rd and 1, 1st and 10. He's trying to answer back in some way. 3rd and 10. We convert on 3rd down. 4 seconds left, and we weren't able to get it at the 1. That sucks. And they go downfield and get another touchdown, man. 3rd quarter, 20 to 13. Our defense has to show up right now, but they're not able to. 27 to 13. We're in the 4th. Pritchard trying to make his way downfield, and he gets a touchdown to Brock Bowers. 27 to 20. Defense has to show up right now. 3rd and 7. 1st and goal. They get another touchdown. They get another touchdown. We're trying to go downfield quick, and we're doing just that. 59 seconds left on the clock. Onside kick is recovered by the New York Giants. They kneel it. And they finish us off. 34 to 27, man. That would have been such a golden first year for our running back. But now we're just going to focus on making it to the Super Bowl for most of these. We won't worry about the throughout playoffs in terms of commentating it. But, man, that hurts. Super Bowl 71. That's insane. That is so insane. We lose in the Super Bowl. Strong safety wins it for them. Marco Hardesty. Definitely going to be Offensive Rookie of the Year. Just wish we could have gotten him the Super Bowl. But we have a lot of the future for him. I think we're about 15 years in exactly, if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, so 15 years into the rebuild. I think we're pretty solid for right now. I'm going to speed it up a lot more just because it's getting late for me. I'm trying to get through this. I don't want to continue this tomorrow morning because then it's just going to elongate it. So we're just going to finish this off. Hopefully draft some more superstars. But other than that, you only see some big events. No way Bowers retired. No way Bowers retired. Why did he retire so, I mean, it wasn't so soon for him. He was already in the league for a minute, but damn, bro. We just got this running back. We're about to take over the league, man. That's tough. That's tough. That's a tough one. I saw how low our overall went. Damn, man. We might have something special with this wide receiver. I wasn't going to say anything until I saw that it was hidden development. A deep threat, 5'9". Has some good speed. Could be very good. Hidden development. Trying to build for the future again. All right, well, we made it to the playoffs. We're 13-4. I'm sure that our rookie or our young running back is doing fantastic. 97 overall. I did replace Bowers, unfortunately. Our line still looks as good as it was before. Defense still looks solid. I'm not going to get into the stats too much. I don't think that it's really worth the time. It's just basically going to be the same thing. We're just going to simulate to the divisional because we have the bye in the first one because we went 13-4. We won the conference. Now we face the Cincinnati Bengals. We'll go ahead and simulate this. See if we beat the Cincinnati Bengals to move on to the conference championship and we lose. That was a quick interruption. Oh no, somebody retired. Oh my gosh. Well, the center is what I signed. The middle linebacker I already was moving on from. We have 23 mil now. 26. Did you just come out of retirement? I am so confused. Where did you come from? So you just came out of retirement. You were just like, yeah, I'm just gonna come out of retirement real quick. You know, just get my money type shit. Like, what? Also, as much as I would love to bring the band back together, I'm not planning to get them back. So we're just going to try to get these players, and if not, we get the center. We didn't really necessarily need the cornerback. Bowers goes to the Lions. That's just wild. He retires and then unretires. Stupid. It's like a Rob Gronkowski move. Bro. Brian Bramble retires. Nah, this is the beginning of the end. This is the beginning of the end right now. We already didn't have a great season. We went 9-8. But Brian Bramble retiring hurts. That's a hit. That's a hit. If Bowers wasn't already a hit, that definitely hurts. Immediately replacing him, Von Langley, 4 years, and a left tackle to replace the right tackle that we had to let go. It's difficult. It's difficult now. It's definitely difficult now. All right, 12-5 at the end of the season. One of our last seasons. I think we have about 2 full seasons left after this. We're going to simulate this one. Let's see if we get past the Chargers now. See if we can finally bring this young running back his first championship. We get past the Chargers in the wild card. It is late. It is late. Pritchard is down to a 96. Hardesty is the main reason probably why that we're doing so well. Defense looks solid as well. I mean, if any time is the right time for this guy to get a Super Bowl, it's right now. We're going to simulate this one against the Baltimore Ravens. Hopefully we make it to the conference championship, and we do. We do. I'm still going to simulate this. I'm not going to commentate this one. I'm just going to let it rock. Simulate to the Super Bowl. Let's go ahead and see if we make it to the Super Bowl and we get to the Pro Bowl. We are going to see who makes it to the Super Bowl right now, and we make it to the Super Bowl. We have a chance to bring Hardesty his first Super Bowl and the Dolphins' second Super Bowl in this 20-year rebuild. I did not realize how much it takes to have a 20-year rebuild and have a consistent team throughout, but man, it has been a challenge. It has definitely been a challenge. And we do start off with the ball. We could start off hot right here and right now. We start off with the touchdown the exact way that we needed to. 7-0. We're running the ball a lot, but it ends up not panning out. They run the ball and they get a touchdown. 4th and 10. We punt it to them, and they're trying to get another touchdown to extend their lead. But we tie it up 14-14. We have a chance right here. 17-14. We need a touchdown, and we're not going to be able to get it. We punted it. I thought we kicked it for some reason, or we tried to go for the field goal. 3rd and 4, 4th and 4. And we punted it away to them. Actually, no, that was the start of the second half. And we get the ball back. Okay, wow, I am not keeping up. First, or the 1-yard line, we get the touchdown. We're up by 4. The Panthers are trying to go downfield. They only get a field goal. We get another touchdown, bringing it up to an 8-point lead at the start of the 4th, but we have the ball first in the 4th quarter. We're not able to do anything on that first drive, but our defense helps us out, and we're getting into the red zone. 2nd and goal, and we get the touchdown. That just might be the dagger for the game, but they get a quick touchdown with 30 seconds on the clock. That just might be game. That just might be game. And the Dolphins win another Super Bowl at the end of Pritchard's prime. He is not a superstar X Factor anymore, but our running back is a 99 overall elusive back, and he is tearing up the league right now. We just assigned him to an extension too. Ooh, that's killer. That's a killer Super Bowl because we just got our halfback another one, or his first one, and our quarterback his second one. We have won 2 Super Bowls in this entire 20-year rebuild. We've made it to 4, I think, and I think this might be the last one unless we make some miraculous miracle. But Pritchard is out of his prime at this point. It's basically like Peyton Manning on the Broncos at this point. And Luke Pritchard did win Super Bowl MVP. None of our players won any awards throughout the season, but we won the Super Bowl. I don't know if they still have Bryce Young on the Panthers, though, to be quite honest with you. They probably do. All right, we made it to the playoffs. 9-8 though, so I'm not 100% sure if we're going to be able to do much. Our roster looks a little weak. I'm just re-signing all the players right now. There's not much point to doing too much at the moment. We re-signed Pritchard for another year. Duhan, Hardesty is the main contributor of the offense, really, and the defense has been solid. It's been solid lately. We don't have a middle linebacker, but that's just how the cookie crumbles right now. We'll go ahead and simulate 1 week to see if we beat the Cleveland Browns to move on to the divisional round, and we don't. We don't beat them. We're just going to go into the offseason. We're about 1 season away from finishing this off. And I think this is our 20th season, so we're going to look at the lineup for the last time. And Pritchard is down to an 84, unfortunately. The only player that really is the same, I mean, we got him maybe 3 years ago, is Hardesty. Pritchard has been great for us for the long term. He was great for us after Tua and the other quarterback that we had. The defense still kind of solid for right now. Still really not enough in terms of trying to push for a Super Bowl. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll simulate towards the end and see how everything goes. And in our last season, possibly our last season, I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to have to recount at the end of this. But we are 10-7. We're going to take one last look at the stats of our long-term players, like our QB Pritchard, who's up to an 87 with morale right now. He's been consistent across the board. 5,000, 5,000, kind of slowed down for a little bit over here, but he had his years that he was just in his prime, killing it. About 15 years in the league now. Oh, it's been a ride with him. Hardesty has only been in the league for like 3 or 4 years, but man, 5 years. But he has probably been insane. I haven't gotten the chance to look at it. 1,700 yards and 22 TDs this season. He had to have won MVP. There's no way he didn't win MVP with that stat line. Because, wow. Everybody else is kind of wishy-washy in terms of what positions we had at the start and what we didn't. I wish that we could go back to who we had before, but Bowers is already gone. I forgot his name. Our wide receiver has already gone too, so we're going to go ahead and simulate past this, see if we're going to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers to move on to the divisional. And we do. We do. We're facing the Las Vegas Raiders, who have a brand new tight end and Amir Hendricks. Could we pull off a miracle trip, a Cinderella story, if you will, to the Super Bowl, beating the Las Vegas Raiders? And we don't. We lose by 10 points. We have to see if this is officially the last season, and if not, then we'll do one more. We'll do one more, but I think this is the 20th official season right now. Wow, Hardesty didn't even win Offensive Player of the Year. Actually, our wide receiver did. That's insane. Okay, so let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. From 2022 to 2041, we have done the 20-year rebuild. I didn't even know this was possible to go this far back. What the heck? I'm going to have to try that at some point. 2041, the last season of the Dolphins rebuild. We won 2 Super Bowls throughout. I think we were a pretty consistent team throughout. We found our QB. We found our wide receiver. Brock Bowers was definitely a great tight end for the time that he was on the team. We found a generational running back in Hardesty. When he came onto the team, he won himself a Super Bowl. It was a great rebuild in my opinion. If you enjoyed this, please go down there and like and subscribe for me. This took a lot of time on this recording right now, and I paused it whenever I would like leave to eat or something. Me sitting here, it's been 7 hours and 40 minutes. So please go down there, like and subscribe. Let me know if you want me to do this again. Let me know what team you want me to do next if I do this again. But yeah, again, please go down there, like and subscribe if you did enjoy it, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.